Jumbo.
Stitch.
Jumbo. The flying elephant.
Dumbo.
Jumbo.
You know that movie is hella racist.
The songs
That's already out. The live action.
It doesn't stop the animated being hella racist. Like he's
Why was it?
because Dumbo's singing about slaves and shit. Like, no, like if you have to go back.
Isn't he like popping
As an adult. First of all, Dumbo gets fucking wasted in the movie, bro.
Yeah.
Like he dives into a bottle of alcohol and he's just seeing shit. You see that? That's
Real?
he's seeing shit, bro. That's
No,
because
like
he's got...
isn't like I think there's a whole scene with where it's
So
like
he's not actually flying.
builders,
He's just
builders like I think they're like building a train track or something, and they're all
Yeah.
of color, and the song is extremely racist. Apparently,
Yeah.
it's playing over it.
Apparently, Dumbo's
But
not
you know,
racist.
it's old.
And we were hitting the gritty to it when we were kids.
No,
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Brother Complex. I'm here with the usual co-host. This one looking like a fucking... You want to jerk his horn?
100%. He has 3 as well, so we can take turns.
This is how we're starting the episode. Well, welcome to another Friday. It's another episode. In reality, in terms of recording, we haven't seen each other in a while, and there's been some media news. So we're going to start with a bit of a chit-chat about kind of media stuff that's come out or media stuff that we've watched and not necessarily like... It's not going to be a review or anything. So we're just going to start with that. The socials are obviously linked down below. Please do subscribe. It is free, and it might not seem, like it's a lot, but it does, even just one subscriber, it does go a long way. Thankfully, the social media has been doing way better. We did a lot of jokes about how the social media is doing quite shit, but
We're not 13, it's getting 14 views.
Yeah, we were getting like 14 views on TikTok. Now it is doing decently well. We got some good comments on some of our TikToks. So
Some negative ones as well.
But we like those.
We appreciate
to be fair, we got our first positive comment. We didn't see it, and to be fair, we answered.
And if
like,
you were seen watching this, whoever commented,
the fucking
love to keep putting the word, whatever it was.
Yeah, with the Invincible
we see you.
logo.
We
Yeah.
rate it.
You're bumped up to tier 24.
Tier 24. He can fuck your
I
wife
can
if you want.
I can fuck you up. If you want.
Regardless, we obviously appreciate any support, and subscribing is free, and it does go a very long way. So that's the business part out of it. So
The thing is, I was gonna start with
Now
chit-chat,
on to
but
the ad.
it didn't actually have like anything to do with the review. I don't know if you want to start talking about Doomsday already, but I was gonna talk about something else first.
No, we can.
well, you should.
It's a little quick thing. So basically, I think it's with every uni. They always have like a uni club, and then they normally have events, right? And sometimes it can be like sports, physical. Right now, I think it's varsity,
Yeah.
shit like that. But there was this one event this Friday called Kink Night.
Kink Night.
Kink Night. So they posted on Instagram.
And of course you were there.
No, I didn't go.
You love it.
It's so weird, bro. And it's even weirder what I'm gonna say. But so the rules were that you couldn't go completely naked, but they were giving out like nipple guards and shit like that, like shit to cover your nipple, like stickers, I presume.
And you did go?
And the thing is, what I found weird is I saw a reel from the actual uni post, and they got strippers. They ordered, and there was a reel of someone getting a lap dance from a stripper.
How much?
For free.
It was you, no?
Well,
Did you not get tagged? Is that why you want to bring this up? You didn't get tagged on the post you were in. You didn't get the
You didn't get a lap dance. That's what you're like.
Wait, that was it.
Yeah, because the thing is, I also told this to my friends that they weren't that
Also,
surprised.
don't chew up on the mic.
I'm not.
I'm hearing your lips smack from here. What do you mean?
Come away. But like, they weren't that surprised that the uni just got strippers since we're all of age. But I was kind of like,
To be fair, it is quite a mental thing to do. I've never seen.
I'm annoyed my uni hasn't got this strippers.
I was just like,
Say your uni postal code right there.
I mean, yeah,
Please
it's
are,
not
please
like
are.
about chit-chat. I just wanted to,
Yeah.
you guys to know that.
So I do have. There's obviously
cut
a
off.
few. For sure, getting Scott. There's a few media things that we can talk about. Obviously, the main one being the announcement for Avengers Doomsday. Before I get onto that, there is something that I wanted to talk about, which is not media related, but it's kind of a big thing on TikTok and online right now.
Go for a sport.
Do you guys know who Ashton Hall is?
Yeah, the water guy. He stayed in the air for 4 minutes.
Yeah. So,
Oh, that guy that like does the morning routine.
and he
I've sent you
dips,
the edit of him.
He dips
Like
like
in
the head.
The guy,
Oh, yeah,
I think
yeah.
like he does like
Yeah.
30 seconds of journaling. Then he rewards himself with like
Or he's not talking to anyone.
He puts like the banana all over his face.
Yeah.
And what about him?
Yeah. So I was watching, and obviously there's like this big thing of like people repeating his content just to make fun of it, and he posted a video in reply to those people, and basically he was like, some people were born to be followers, others were born to be leaders, and I'm clearly a leader. And I was just like, it'd be like I used to get really pissed off and block people that tried to copy my content, but then I realized that I'm like above them and stuff like that.
Where are you going with this?
Don't you guys think that like
Oh boy, where's this going?
I have no idea where this is
Where are you
going.
going with this?
if we didn't exist, Pedro would become that
Me?
guy?
Why?
No, just think
But
about
I'm
it.
humble.
Without our influence in his life,
I don't
you
think he'd be disciplined enough
So
to journal.
so you're saying he'd be doing better than he is now because that guy is rich,
No.
built, and has millions of
Yeah.
Fuck you then.
True.
Where's my Bugatti?
And like what he does, having a morning routine, like I mean, waking up at 3 like
Let's not deviate from that. How?
No,
no.
I was.
If anything, that's a compliment,
Yeah,
bro.
I was watching the stuff that he was doing, and I was like, I know, but I can see you like acting the same way.
More being like, I'm a leader. I'm
Yeah.
a forward. How?
saying that stuff, yeah, bro.
Yeah,
What
saying that
was
stuff,
your
yeah.
wallpaper?
My wallpaper.
It was literally a black sheep surrounded by white sheep.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
So it's like you would say that type of stuff.
Yeah, I know. I was just a little
No,
thing.
but that's being like the odd one now.
It's just like if I don't know, would like because you had your social media before by yourself and so on. I just thought that like I think that would be if you blew up and then we weren't and God forbid if your social media blew up and we weren't involved in your life, I think
again.
I think you'd be
Especially
like-
I thought you meant like what he actually. You mean like what he says? Like,
Yeah.
saying that shit.
Yeah,
I don't think that's me at all.
I mean,
bro.
your wallpaper speaks 1,000
My
words,
wallpaper's
brother.
different though.
Anyway, so that's a
Yeah,
good
so
point.
I just thought,
So I just thought straight at the beginning of the
To be
episode.
fair,
Nice.
we haven't talked about why you're wearing that.
oh yeah,
True.
well
It's a punishment.
yeah.
People know if you've watched
yeah,
other
bro,
episodes.
just look at the fucking thumbnails we've had
Yeah.
so
Oh,
far.
wait, don't swear at the viewer.
No.
Oh,
He's a good viewer, bro.
I'm a leader because of the phone.
They're watching. Yeah, I mean, we
fair.
play like a 2-set game.
Yeah.
The loser of that
So
second
loser
game.
this.
Yeah, we're
Dumb show, I
playing a
guess.
game at the end of this episode as well. So
Yeah.
we
We'll
normally
probably
explain
explain it again.
Um,
We always do.
And
so
the
yeah.
strippers might
Have
be
you
involved.
guys? Because I know you want to talk about
I'll
the
call my
Avengers Doomsday, but have you guys watched any other films? Like,
I have. I've actually
Oh.
been
Shoot.
watching, and I think I'm fully caught up. If not, I'm close with Doctor Stone. Bro,
Oh.
I forgot how much of a comfort anime Doctor
mean, don't
Stone.
start
is.
with that.
I'm
I
not.
got bored of it.
I'm not. But like, bro, honestly, I just
Talk
start-
Science 3.
I just started rewatching it, and it's like it doesn't do anything big. It doesn't do anything crazy. It's not.
I like big
But
though.
like, it's so. This guy.
He does.
It's like it's so.
Nothing wrong with
It's
that.
so reliably good, and it's just such a nice watch. I don't know. I've been
Fair.
really enjoying it.
Yeah, have you watched anything?
Apart from the designated shows for us to review, I'm trying to think. I started watching Berserk.
Watching.
Yeah, watching it.
Yeah, I saw it on Crunchyroll.
But
He's definitely this guy.
I think that was me.
He definitely read
I
two.
also watched the
He definitely read 2 pages of the book that I got, and he was
The
like,
animation is actually not that
"I
bad.
can't read anymore."
I thought it
Which
was
one
gonna
are
be
you
a lot
watching?
worse. The only one on Crunchyroll.
Then if it's the one I'm thinking, that it has like a lot of CGI, and that's why people don't like it.
But I thought it was gonna be like very old, very old.
No,
very
the other
old.
one people prefer.
Oh. So yeah, I was like, yeah, but I stopped because I had to catch up on that. But what I've been doing is I've started playing Cyberpunk, as you guys know. I got the game, my party, they fixed all the glitches.
Yeah.
And it is a really
Good game.
good game.
Apparently, you can custom made the fucking
Customize the wood.
stronger.
So yeah, you can like
Yeah.
buy like upgrades and all
You made
that.
it realistic.
But they're different though.
Do you know you can actually get David Sandavistan
You can get no, you can
from-
get his jacket. I think.
and the implants.
Sound of Easton.
Oh yeah, you can get the sound of his.
Well, maybe later in the game. Right now, I've
It's
got some
like- it's
implants,
like
but
a secret thing. You
they're
gotta
not
set it up.
like that big as they were in the show. Like you don't
Mm.
just get a hand of.
Well, yeah, but you also
You can.
You're also
Like,
just starting
You
out.
can. I've actually seen people that have like their hands turned into blades, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I
you
guess
can
I'm
like
not-
choose to go
Yeah.
more melee or like more range. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
I mean, you just started.
But yeah, it's open world. It's a cool game. So I would recommend. So far.
First, I've watched this film called The Perks of Being a Wallflower or something like that. It has Ezra Miller, but like this decently old film. It's not too old, but it's a crazy plot, bro. Like he has a crazy twist at the end. It's basically like this teenage kid that like he's depressed and stuff like that, and he's like finds it hard to fit in, and he has like finds a group of friends that are seniors, and it kind of goes through a story like that. Has like the best I've ever seen on TV. Because we talk about shows being woke and stuff like that, you know, getting political straight away. But by far, he has like the best representation I've seen of like struggling like being gay and struggling to
With
like
acceptance
and like especially from parents, because there's this character Ezra Miller, actually he's gay in the film, right? And the way it's written is like it's probably the best I've seen with like that struggle and actually show it to the world and stuff. It was a great movie, pretty depressing movie, crazy twist at the end, but it was a great movie.
Turns out he wasn't.
She wasn't gay.
No, that twist wasn't with him.
Also, there was
He
a
wasn't
period
the
of
man.
time where I watched quite a few films with Jake Gyllenhaal, and he's
Yeah.
like,
Such a
I
great
watched,
actor,
but
bro.
do you know the film where he's just randomly dancing in the street? Have you seen that?
Yeah,
clip?
yeah.
Like, I saw that film.
Nightcrawler, I think.
No, it's called Demolition.
Oh, no.
I've seen that film.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Demolition. I mean, it was alright.
Terrible.
Like
I
the
have
plot-
watched it.
like the message of the film is good, but it's not anything amazing. But if you want to watch a film with him, watch End of Watch.
Nah, bro, Prisoners.
End of Watch is better.
Nice one.
Really?
Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
No, what's the
The police one.
I watched
And you think Prisoners is better?
Yeah.
I disagree heavily.
Have you watched Prisoners?
Yeah, I've watched both.
we've watched Prisoners
Mm.
with
End of
Hugh
Watch
Jackman.
is better, bro.
Yeah.
I watched the one where he's.
Zodiac. That's also a great one with him.
I have yet to watch it.
Banner.
I've
We
yet
watched
to
it
watch
together.
I watched the war
End of
one
Watch. So
with him.
he's not in Fury.
No,
no, there was a war one.
a war one. He the one the.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? You know what? You're green.
Oh,
Jarhead.
Jarhead.
Yeah.
I watched that one and I paid for it because I wanted to watch it. And I watched.
the boxing one.
That's just a caveman.
I watched the
sometimes.
boxing one and I watched
Roadhouse,
the
we watched
policeman one.
Yeah, Roadhouse.
End of Watch.
It's mediocre.
movie
Oh, it's not
on
End of Watch.
Crush.
With the Mexican guy.
Yeah, really good film.
Bro,
I
amazing.
watched it. Really good.
Fair, bro. To be
Um,
fair, Jake Gyllenhaal has some
yeah.
good movies.
Didn't
bro.
I
He's
tell you to
probably,
watch it?
personally, he's probably one.
I
top
told you.
three
I gave you
of
the
my
link
favorite
to the site that I watched it.
Oh yeah.
You remember how we said to not
I'll
have
pay
two
for
different conversations again?
You interrupted.
You interrupted us.
No, to be fair, I didn't. But what I was saying is that Jake
Then I'm the
Gyllenhaal is
leader.
probably like in my top three favorite
Actors.
actors.
I mean, I also
I love
'cause, I also watched the old film with him like,
Debbie
called
Ryan.
Source Code. I don't know if you know.
Yeah.
Who? He said Debbie Ryan,
Who the hell is that?
the girl from Jesse.
Jesse, yeah.
Fuck. What a pull. Wow.
Why do you
Bro.
know?
Biggest chocolate crush, Debbie Ryan. Debbie Ryan didn't see the
Oh, I also watched the film. Do you know the film?
This guy's a weirdo. He does not remember shit. Pulls out Debbie Ryan out of nowhere.
I mean, she's a famous actress.
She is a famous actress.
Yeah, but this guy barely knows it.
Jesse!
Who plays Deadpool?
Deadpool.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
Ryan Reynolds.
It is Ryan Reynolds.
I was gonna say Ryan Clements.
No one.
Clements? Ryan
Ryan
Clements?
Gosling is the actor from
Oh, I was
Marvel.
thinking about watching La La Land. I started and I didn't even get into it, but apparently it's very good. But do you know the film with Michael B. Jordan, very young, where they had powers, and it's like they
Fantastic Four.
no, you fucking. But the guy that was Green Goblin in the
Willem
first
Dafoe?
Spider-Man also shows up.
Willem Dafoe.
No, in the second Spider-Man with the Amazing Spider-Man, the guy that plays Harry.
Oh, the
The decrepit one.
Yeah, it's called Chronicle.
Oh, you were trying to avoid
it's
that.
called Chronicles, and it's
Oh,
like
yeah, I've heard
where
about it.
have you not seen the clip where Michael B. Jordan just pointing to the camera, is just like shouting, "I can fly."
no.
Yeah, no, I know.
The,
It's
the
like...
film's alright. I really like the depiction of like the powers there because it's literally just team.
Anyway, let's get into the announcement
Yeah.
of Avengers
Yeah,
Doomsday. 'cause
sure.
that's-
kind of good.
Yeah, we hated it. What the fuck was that?
I also watched Suzume, which was good.
Yeah. Okay. So Avengers Doomsday. The cast got announced.
Yeah.
We're gonna now talk about it.
Worst way
Yeah.
to announce.
Took
But-
like only
but
4 hours.
Before you start,
Do you know anything about it?
nothing.
Okay.
Bro,
So
give it a run.
treat me like I'm the viewer.
Okay. So basically,
I don't wanna see
they said
crap.
it was like a big announcement. So there was obviously people that were waiting to
That's
see.
like 4 a.m.
And it was like the announcement
Makes sense.
was it wasn't a clip. It wasn't anything. It was like the director's chair showing up with a name. The first one was Chris Hemsworth. Then it stayed on that for 20 minutes. It was a live stream.
And then you showed
And
another
then
chair.
it showed another chair. And the whole thing was just
just
showing
so
So
chairs
basically, it was
of the
reviewing
actors-
the cast.
of the actors that were in it.
Who cares that much, bro?
Now,
No, they pretty much
big
spoiled
thing-
the whole film.
Yeah, the big
Oh.
the big thing was they wanted to reveal some of the characters already know that are going to be in it. Obvious, like some of the Avengers ones, like Thor, Ant-Man, blah blah blah, and the Fantastic Four that are going to be
Oh.
in it. But also all the X-Men from the original movies are coming back.
Oh.
Cyclops,
Wolverine.
No.
Wolverine isn't.
Wolverine.
Now, so Wolverine wasn't it, but he's definitely going to show up in Secret Wars or something. Now,
Oh,
obviously,
like Cyclops, Wolverine, Jean Grey, all those. Like
Yeah,
the,
so
Wolverine is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jean Grey? No, Jean Grey's
No,
not.
Magneto.
Well, Jean Grey's dead.
No, Magneto. You
none,
see the old
none
guy,
of
Magneto.
the women
Oh.
are showing up. It's only
Is it Storm?
No,
Is Jeff still alive?
What, Magneto?
The old Magneto.
Yeah.
I just told you he's showing up on
He's
the
showing
film.
up. on the film.
He's showing up.
So, yeah.
Beast showing up.
Now
It's like Ian McGregor or something
It's bro. It's
McKellen.
like that.
It's the one thing we talked about. Like, it's quite funny because a couple of episodes we were saying that like X-Men is the one. Like, apart from Fantastic Four, is the saving grace the MCU has, and now they're throwing a bunch of X-Men in the Avengers
fuck it up.
Doomsday.
Yeah, the thing is, obviously, we don't know how the movie's gonna go. The Russo brothers have a track record of just pulling banger after banger. Now,
Why is
The-
it called Avengers Doomsday?
Because he's gonna have Doctor
With
Doom.
Dr. Doom.
yeah,
With
Oh,
RDJ playing it.
which
Because
is gonna
for a
be-
second I thought Doomsday's DC, yeah.
No, it's Marvel, mate.
No, Doomsday is this.
Doomsday is DC.
Is
Yeah,
in Doomsday?
the
actual-
Yeah, that is
That's what I was
DC.
thinking, and then I was like,
Nah,
wait.
Fair,
So yeah,
fair.
obviously we can't judge a movie because we don't even have a trailer out, no concept art. We just have the cast, so we don't know how much of a
But
role
what was
each of
bad
these.
about the cast? I still don't understand what was
Well,
bad
they
about it.
revealed that all the X-Men
Bro,
are
they're
showing
throwing in the X-Men.
Oh,
It's
it's
like,
that,
it feels like a bit like it's gonna be a cameo fest. Like that was great.
Channing Tatum's Gambit's going to show up as well.
Oh, nice.
So yeah,
Isn't,
so
Blade as well.
no.
Nightcrawler.
So yeah,
Nightcrawler's
so
gonna
the big thing that I wanted to say is that when you look at movies like Avengers: Infinity War and Endgame, like probably the highest grossing movies that MCU has ever done, and the highest grossing movies of all time, and also arguably, especially Infinity War, one of the best movies in the MCU, right? Tell me a single cameo from those movies.
Yeah.
You don't have one.
I agree.
Because at the end of Avengers Endgame, you have a massive battle with tons of characters, but each one of them has already been introduced or established in the story in the build-up that they had.
Yeah.
Now, in this phase, they basically didn't want to go back down and rebuild. I don't know what the strategy was, but they fumbled and then they gave up on it, and now they're just trying to do an Avengers movie.
Yeah.
And instead of using stories that they built beforehand, they're just gonna pull on other people's movies from eons ago. Like, when was the last time the OG X-Men was on screen?
I think it's going to be a
Ages
cameo
ago.
fest.
And
again.
it's not gonna be like, they're not gonna explain anything. Yeah, it's just gonna be cameos. Just gonna throw them in. It's gonna be like, oh, look at these characters, and then that's gonna
like
there's-
the Fantastic Four is already.
yeah, there's not gonna be any significance behind them. Like, for example, Cyclops is in a movie. Cyclops in the X-Men movies, he's dead. So how is that gonna happen? I'm just gonna ignore
he
it.
die?
Yes.
Wasn't
yeah.
it Jean?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Jean that
Off
she took
screen
off his
as well.
glasses and then
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember that his
Off
glasses
screen
were
as
just
well,
she started
yeah.
finger blasting.
So yeah, for
Oh, yeah, I
example.
forgot, and then he was like, I can see, and then
Yeah,
he
you
goes,
can see, you can see.
he goes,
So yeah, a lot of inconsistencies. I don't know how much of a role they're
do you have
gonna
a pencil?
play. I really don't mind.
What the fuck did you
You have a pencil.
What's wrong with the pencil? I just
It's not even like
I know,
scissored
just
in.
to, keep the thoughts in. But yeah,
These guys were started, bro.
now I lost my train of thought.
Started. It's that's how people like.
So I've missed a lot of trains today, so let's
Yeah,
not miss
what's,
another train.
what's the thing with you and trains?
the thing.
Okay, I mean,
segue to trains
Yeah,
from
no, I
last
think
episode.
the thing is, there's two things I want to say. When you're dealing with this many characters, they did it very well in Infinity War, but I think it's not manageable to deal with this many characters that haven't been on screen, especially for as long as the mutants have,
Yeah.
and have give them enough time to be important.
yeah.
And two, I've seen a lot of people talk about it. People are not happy that Wanda is not there, but I don't have a problem with it. I don't
Fuck
think Wanda
Wanda,
should be
bro.
there,
Yeah,
especially
so-
after Multiverse of
But
Madness.
my only problem is like, what are they like? Okay, the Beast is there, Cyclops. What are they gonna do with them? They haven't
Yeah.
been on screen for
yeah,
ages.
they're gonna pull them as from a different universe to team up
Against
and
the
then,
Sentry.
Also,
no,
against Doom.
Sentry's in the. Oh yeah, also
Yeah,
that's
spoiled the whole
another
movie
thing. Yeah,
for the
Thunderbolts. The Thunderbolts are fully spoiled because the whole cast is in Avengers Doomsday, so they all survive. The only one that isn't is Taskmaster, which has like 5 seconds in the trailer, always in the same scene. Everyone knows she's gonna get, clipped.
And they're not doing
Straight
anything
away.
about Sentry
Wait,
because he's
Taskmaster
actually
is
survived the
she?
movie.
Not in the comics.
Not in the comics.
But
You didn't watch Black Widow.
To be fair, I wish I didn't watch
No, I
Black
didn't
Widow.
watch Black
Oh, you,
Widow.
you didn't miss anything, mate.
I'll be honest. After Endgame and Infinity War, Marvel just started going
No,
down
bro.
hill, bro.
All I'm saying is there's been a certain show we watched this month that was just
I mean,
Loki's got something.
people are thinking. I saw this theory that I think it,
Save it for the next
it
episode.
would be a very good plot.
I'm mentioning into it. Sorry.
Well, I'm sweating. You have your stroke. Can I? It would be a very good plot, and that's like Doctor Doom is trying to, because Loki's in it. Doctor Doom's trying to get to Loki, but Loki's like controlling the timeline
Yeah.
because he wants to control the timeline or something.
And Doctor Doom is Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, that's Iron Man. I don't know.
But I don't. I'll be
I
honest,
think
bro.
it's an Iron
Can I be fully honest? I couldn't care less, bro. Like apart from certain shows and certain films have just been ass, bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
Even
I'm
the Deadpool
a
Wolverine
big,
one, it was a good watch, but it
I'm a
was
big
amazing.
Marvel fan, and yeah, you're right.
Bro,
Yeah, I don't
It's-
disagree.
like realistically,
We've had a handful of good stuff, but
they like
it's
throwing
just a
shit
bunch
in,
of
bro.
yeah, and
it's
yeah,
not
and
gonna
all
work.
this multiple stuff.
It's not gonna work.
It's like I said,
the film is just
they
not gonna work.
haven't put the work in and haven't built up to build the individual movies to then have the coalition of all the
Bro,
stories in one movie.
last time I saw Big Thor in the movie, it was a kid's film.
Yeah,
Towards the end, it's him running in with kids.
Bro, they fucked up Thor. They fucked up the whole.
That's why I think why movies like Infinity War and Endgame were so good, because every character had their build up.
exactly.
There wasn't one character there that I wasn't seeing in
Exactly.
before.
Infinity
That's not
War
a single
and
cameo.
Infinity War and Endgame wouldn't have been good movies if they didn't have everything they can
No, they
afford.
didn't
Like
have
take away the
bro.
Avengers.
That's it,
Exactly.
bro.
Endgame is
No, so yeah, so it's like, and a lot of the arguments against what we've said is like, oh, they're just gonna show up as cameos, yeah, but it's gonna be part of the movie because it's multiversal, and then there's gonna be the MCU version of Doctor Doom, there's gonna be the MCU version of the X-Men, and sure, that is positive thinking. I wouldn't mind if we get this movie, with all these characters from the previous movies, to just close off, and then we start up again and
But close
building
off-
everything from
But I
scratch.
thought you were starting up now.
No, yeah, but the thing that I was gonna say is that if the MCU, right, wasn't able to build new characters from scratch, this new arc, how can I expect and how can I have faith that after Avengers Secret Wars and this phase is over, that they're actually going to think in the long game and build up the X-Men slowly and build up stuff like this? I don't think they will,
in my
because
mind,
they're now just
there's
cashing
nothing.
on the cameos and like the quick buck, just go big quick or go home. It's very much the mindset of the Justice League movie that Zack Snyder did. Make a Justice League movie.
You don't know what's
With-
disagreeing with you.
You don't gotta yell at me,
with
okay?
no Superman movie, no Flash movie, no Aquaman movie, no nothing. The only movie that
They
was
keep
was
going for multiversal
BVS.
stuff, and then they literally made fun of it in Deadpool 3
Yeah.
about how no one likes multiversal movies.
It's
And
right.
the next movie is
Like
fucking
instead
multiversal.
of using they just use multiversal they just use like the multiverses thing as a way to bring other characters without having to explain it.
Yeah,
and
like-
using popular actors for
Yeah,
the
and just cashing all the previous movies.
Mate, with me, it was I grew up with Marvel. The films
We all
back
did.
then, we all did. The films back then were amazing. Oh, why?
Because you've made this point before, and I've rolled my eyes because you said last time Fan Four Stick was like your favorite movie. You can't.
No,
tell me
he said he was good.
with Michael B. Jordan. That's fine.
That's
is incorrect.
I said it was
Say that
good,
again,
bro.
bro. Say that again. Say that
I
again.
said it was good, bro.
Yeah, but it wasn't good.
yeah. It
Well,
was.
did I not grow up with Marvel? Huh? Did I not grow
He
up
said
with
they grew up with
Did I
Marvel.
know we used to watch the X-Men on CD? Or the Spider-Man on CD? Or
Not
Madagascar on CD?
Everything was on CD.
So, bro, like, I grew up
It was
with
actually
these...
cassette.
Cassette!
No. Oh, the
Like the
It was-
very
it
old.
was-
the Grinch movie was on cassette, but they don't. They
But
don't care about that.
yeah, so I grew up watching good films, bro. To the point where now I don't want them to ruin the characters, and that's why.
Bro, it's like the fucking. Oh, I'm sorry. Continue.
That's okay.
Continue. No, sorry.
That's why I didn't watch.
No, it's because you were talking. I thought of dwarves.
That's why I didn't.
Continue.
That's why I didn't watch She-Hulk, because I didn't want her to ruin Hulk for me.
No, well, Hulk's ruined by
Well,
himself.
I wouldn't have mind She-Hulk
Bro,
as long as she did it.
I was about to go and watch She-Hulk. Saw a clip of her throwing it back.
No, yeah, no.
With
She,
Nicki Minaj.
every Hulk property in the MCU has been done poorly.
Falcon was shit. We
best
went
one-
over this.
You mean Bruce Banner?
No, every Hulk has been done poorly.
The Red,
Red Hulk was done okay, but what about the?
I didn't even watch Black Widow.
Yeah, no.
Falcon, Captain America, but
But
Captain America.
since we're talking about
was
shit
dog-ass,
movies,
bro.
you reminded me because you're
Fuck
talking,
Marvel,
and
man.
that's why I said dwarves.
Okay.
Fuck your aunt.
No fucking Marvel.
Oh.
That's right.
Have you guys been hearing the backlash about the Sleeping Beauty live action movie?
No, it's not. Wait, yeah, it's. Oh, no, actually, it is called Sleeping Beauty. I was about to call it Cinderella, but no, it's
No,
Sleeping
it's
Beauty.
Wait, what's going on now?
Basically, the main actress, she had done like interviews saying she didn't. You remember the Sleeping Beauty, like with the seven dwarfs.
Yeah.
It's the true love's kiss that wakes her up. She said she didn't like that movie. She said it was very 1930s and the love story didn't fit. So for this live action version, it was a more she's a more empowered woman.
Oh, and she wakes up because she's chasing the business or whatever.
Apparently, it turns out.
She wakes up because she's like, financial sacrifice.
I'm gonna start a podcast.
Well, again, I'm just saying people's opinions. Turns out they did do the kiss, but from what the actor's saying, she didn't even like the original properties. What the fuck you're talking about?
Yeah.
And the Seven Dwarfs, they could have cast like Peter Gimplage, whatever his name is, from the
Dinklage.
Dinklage. Thank you.
I think they could give a chance to other.
Oh no, that's what I was gonna say. Or because he's the only one that can swim right now.
But
Or
actually,
other. No, it's just CGI'd.
Also, you see how in the original property, like she cleans and cooks for the dwarves as a payback.
She's making money.
She just sleeps there.
Yeah, no.
Like she doesn't want to clean her shit. So
Yeah, and like technically, this is
and
like.
we're not saying that that's how it should be.
I don't know if I should say this.
But we're not saying that.
I don't want to get
no. If you're a random person sleeping in my house, the least you can do is clean it.
No.
You say that, but I cooked you dinner and then I asked you to put the dishes in the dishwasher. You're like,
How did you cook dinner if it was raw? And also, like technically,
bro, did this guy? I made him a medium rare steak, and this guy was like, this steak is raw.
That shit was walking away.
I was supposed to get home in like what 3 hours. Took me 6 hours. Went to Scotland and back for no fucking reason.
Get home raw steak. It's not my fault.
In the time it took you to cook one meal, his whole week's meal prepped for.
That is true.
You don't talk about your soggy pasta.
Soggy pasta.
I don't think they care about soggy pasta. But to be fair, like this is just stuff I've heard.
We're not saying that that's how it should be nowadays, but
Apparently-
it's the film,
Like,
bro.
it's just the overall overwhelming opinion is that first of all, I think if you're making a live action of a movie, like I think you need to honor the original property, and the main actors of the movie going on interviews being like, I didn't like the movie, I watched it once and I hated it as a child.
Or how about
It's like, this is your main actress. This is Sleeping Beauty that looks like a Minecraft block for some reason.
And
then-
okay.
To be fair,
she's
people are
also-
saying like, because technically Sleeping Beauty is supposed to be like, the most
Great.
beautiful
Yeah.
woman in the land, like this whole thing, and people are just roasting the actors.
I mean, yeah, but like
That's just
mean,
that's
That's not needed. But when you make a bad movie, and it's like when you're heading on the original property, you're gonna get hit.
I mean,
for that.
it's visible. The thing is, wasn't there
No,
a
but
live
wait,
action film
actually-
of Snow White?
No,
as
but
well?
there is a problem with that. To be fair, because who's the villain? Do you know who plays the villain?
Oh yeah,
It's Gal Gadot, which is
Gal
Wonder
Gadot.
Woman.
Apparently, it's been like one of the
She's-
worst performances of all
But it
time.
doesn't matter. She's a supermodel. She's a model, and technically, the main actress, the Sleeping Beauty, is supposed to be even more attractive than the witch. How is the witch a model? Obviously, it's Gal Gadot. You know what I mean? Like,
Because personality, bro.
No, but apparently her performance was horrid as well.
apparently,
Also, but like, how about instead of making live action of every old good animation, just make new ones?
No.
True, bro.
I don't really care. And,
Like, it's a little bit like, what's the film called? The one where she has to kiss the frog to turn him into a
frog throat.
the princess and the frog.
Princess and the frog throat. It's the same thing as being like, can't kiss the frog because COVID in chair.
To be honest.
Political.
We're getting every
To be
line.
fair, you'd be surprised if they went, oh, you can't get the frog. I'll be pissed off. That's like bestiality on the frog, so you can't do that anymore.
Yeah,
Like, I would be surprised if
no,
they
or
went
even
that.
like,
No frog.
you just can't kiss the frog because, COVID in chair. Or like, it's dumb. I don't know.
I don't know. That's the only thing you got right now.
I don't know.
Just like, let me say it for the third time.
Like,
maybe.
I don't know where all the originality from this is.
It's just saying
No, but to be fair, there is a movie that's coming out. No, that's coming out. That's the live action. That we're not going to talk about it right now because we got to save it for some other episode. That is an animated show.
What's it?
Jumbo. Jumbo. The flying elephant.
Dumbo.
You know that movie is hella racist.
The songs
Party.
That's already out. The live action.
It doesn't stop the animated being hella racist. Like he's
Why was it?
because Dumbo's singing about slaves and shit. Like, no, like if you have to go back.
Isn't he like popping
As an adult. First of all, Dumbo gets fucking wasted in the movie, bro.
Yeah.
Like he dives into a bottle of alcohol and he's just seeing shit. Like, you see that? That's
Real?
like he's seeing shit, bro. That's
No,
because
like
he's got.
isn't like I think there's a whole scene with where it's
So
like
he's not actually flying.
builders,
he's just running.
builders I think they're like building a train track or something, and they're all
Yeah.
of color, and the song is extremely racist. Apparently,
Yeah.
it's playing over it.
Apparently, Dumbo's
But you know,
mad racist.
it's old.
And we were hitting the gritty to it when we were kids.
No, it wasn't. Dumbo was even fucking earlier than us.
Yeah.
You're acting like we were born in 1970.
Come on.
He was, to be fair.
Okay. Well, I don't know how we got on this road, but
Because we're just talking about media and stuff.
true. I really don't care about.
So basically, Marvel do better.
I don't care about.
being a racist.
What I do care about is fucking Avengers Doomsday, and yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a cameo fest. Again, no actual story in there.
I'm pretty sure they announced 57 people or some shit
And
like
yeah,
that.
and I think then after these movies now, are they gonna build the X-Men again from scratch, cast new actors, build stories again?
Probably not, bro.
Or are just gonna use the old fucking?
I think it's gonna be an Illuminati thing in Multiverse of Madness.
They're
where
gonna
they were
use
just
the
there for like 5
exact
seconds.
same story, try and do it again.
Yeah,
and it's not gonna
it's
work.
not really-
And they're gonna. Yeah.
Fuck it up. Anyways, maybe it's been...
It is just. It's
So
just too
Marvel?
much.
It's a bit sad.
Do better.
Yeah.
man.
You used to be great. You used to be a peer.
I mean, we're still gonna watch, and
I'd rather
I-
watch Fury than
I-
Marvel now.
there's nothing that I want more than be proven wrong. But so far, Marvel
sure.
has.
Says that, but when he gets proven wrong, he fucking throws chairs around.
He beats us with chairs. Oh, okay. Oh boy. Oh, there's stuff going on behind you. Don't look behind you.
Don't worry about it.
Don't look behind you. We're behind you.
So yeah, I really. I really hope I'm proven wrong, and these movies turn out to be great, and the Marvel afterwards is able to get back up and do the X-Men right. But so far the track record has been horrendous.
And to be fair, this is a good segue to the actual topic of today.
True, yeah.
Because since we're talking about movies and how Marvel's probably going to fuck up the next, the topic today is we tried to kind of come up with our own plot for a movie, and then so we each gonna have max of 3 minutes to talk about the plot that we have, and then we decide which movie we'd rather watch. And obviously, it'd be great if you guys
I'm about
commented
to
as
make it
well.
all on the
I
spot
mean,
right now.
I didn't like. We didn't necessarily make them up. Like, they might not. Be,
No,
you know what I'm saying.
obviously, like first of all, there's superhero movies. I don't
It
know
was,
if I said
it was supposed to be based off an existing superhero, right?
Yeah.
that.
We're supposed to make one.
Like you don't have to make a superhero on your own, and obviously they
for,
can
bro.
have like, they can have like stuff from comics.
Oh my god.
To be fair,
Who should start?
Mine's.
yeah. I mean, you have max 3 minutes anyway.
Yeah. True.
Which side do you guys want to start with, from Ralph or Pedro?
Pedro can start. I mean, I can go first. I mean, you already know. Like mine.
Do we want to start with the best or finish with the best? That's the
Okay,
question.
starting with Rafa.
I mean, mine is just
We're gonna
more.
finish with the best.
I think we should Rafa, Pedro, me, you maybe.
That's gonna fuck up the
I
order,
mean,
bro.
mine is just more.
Alright, you have
Mine
3
is
minutes.
just a comic that I would like to see in live action, which actually kind of goes into one of the reviews we're gonna do for this month, because it's one of the characters. So mine is from a comic run with Daredevil, right? Of course, like you guys know, Daredevil is my favorite character. So of course, if there's gonna be more films, I wouldn't mind it being on Daredevil, or even if it shows. But it's around the plot. There's this comic where he goes to hell to save Foggy.
Is that how the movie
I've
starts?
talked to you a little bit about it.
Try to make an order a bit, as in how the movie
Okay.
starts, kind of what happens, and kind of how it ends. That was like the whole
So
point.
start,
of the
well,
segment.
I don't wanna finish.
I'm gonna just follow the whole Daredevil show. Well, yeah, it could start with him going to hell. Because what happens in the comic, I'm going to be spoiling the comic. I hope people don't mind. What happens in the comic is that he goes to hell to like save Foggy and someone else.
So you're starting a movie with just Foggy and someone else already in hell. No
Yeah.
explanation, brother.
Yeah.
Yes, hell already.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's
Hard.
because you like, should I watch
well,
this?
it can be a thing of like they get kidnapped by Mephisto or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, when he comes back, like he ends up saving them, and like he that's where he actually gets his white suit. I don't know if you guys know his white suit from the comics with the horns.
Yeah.
And then when he comes back, he has amnesia, so he doesn't remember anything from it. But the main plot of this film and the main story of the comic is that when he left hell, something left with him, and it was like the 7 sins. And the most interesting thing about this comic is that each sin is represented by a different character. Like one of them is the Kingpin, another is Wolverine. So it's not like they're all villains. And it's like how Daredevil beats these characters, because the thing is, because they're like empowered by these demons, it's not like that like he just beats them like in hand-to-hand combat. Like of course he fights them, but it's more that like he has to come to terms about these sins, because if people know Daredevil, he's a very like Christian character, and he's very strongly like related to religion. So it's him like dealing with these sins. And one of my favorites, I think it was Wolverine, and I think Wolverine stood for lust, but you people think maybe Daredevil was just into Futa or some shit like that. But it's actually more, and that's why it's what I found so interesting. It was that it's his lust for violence that he has. That I'm actually going to talk about more when we talk about the show. And it's portrayed through Wolverine, which was I think should be in the film as well, in this hypothetical film, because Wolverine is actually violence, you know.
And how does the film wrap up?
And it's coming to. I think the last one should be Fisk, of course. I think, and it's him finally like getting rid of the last sin, and just him, because the thing is, Daredevil always has this thing of he's always very, how's it called? It's not turmoil.
It is.
Like he also has
inner turmoil.
a lot of his suffering is about like it's some of inner issues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's him finally coming to peace with that, and because he struggles a lot. Of course, every hero that has two masks, that has two wives, suffers like this a lot. But it's him finally realizing that he can be Daredevil and still be the guy that he wants to be, because he always puts himself in like a pedestal that he never reaches. And that's the whole thing about Daredevil. And like in a lot of his comics, it's the same thing. Like for example, when he accidentally kills someone and
3 minutes are up, mate.
he puts himself in prison, shit like
So
that.
wrap it up.
So the film would wrap up with him finally defeating Wilson Fisk and the sin that it's in Wilson Fisk, and him just being like, "I'm gangy now. I'm that guy." You know what I'm saying? And he just finally comes to terms. That's
You have
like,
0% on Rotten Tomatoes, mate.
well, I mean, I'm just talking about the comic, and you know.
And then he finishes off by taking his glasses off and never was blind.
No, to be honest, the way he defeats the characters is fucking insane. Because like,
Well, your 3 minutes are up.
like with Wilson Fisk, he's literally just all beaten up, and then just pulls out a cross and just points to Wilson Fisk. It's like
But
the
to
best
be fair,
thing.
that is a lot for a movie. So he
Yeah.
starts
Good
going
movie,
to
though.
hell to save Foggy from
Well,
the
yeah,
fist.
I mean,
and
that's the
and then
comic.
has to like climb his way back.
each-
But it's a
pretty
5
cool.
hour
Yeah, but he
movie,
has to fight each sin.
Make it
all
a
in
show.
2-hour.
No, it's a part
Make it a show.
2.
Well, each sin doesn't have to be a fight. It could be a different way to defeat him.
True.
Like a puzzle.
Well, you're not supposed to make the movie for him. All right.
Well, to be honest, these are more than one comic.
All right.
You know, so that was his movie, the Daredevil movie. You have 3
What's it
minutes on the
called?
Wait. Let me.
Daredevil, the path to hell.
The Sins Pass.
Oh, Daredevil overcoming the 7 sins.
Okay.
7 deadly sins. All right, you have 3 minutes on the clock.
Wait. I'm gonna look up for this. Let me pull my notes. Okay.
You have 3 minutes on clock. On
Okay.
the clock.
7 minutes of talk.
Okay. All right. Start. Okay. I need you guys to think about it logically.
Already
All right.
0% Rotten.
Picture the X-Men and the Maze Runner. Put them together. My movie is called Ex Machina. All right. Stay with me now.
Isn't that already a thing?
That is already a thing.
Now it's
A D&D thing, no?
No, yeah, but it's with an E. Okay, well, don't worry about it. So yeah, it's called Ex Machina Mutant Maze.
Mine's gonna be called Avengers.
So yeah, so basically, my whole backstory is that you know the whole plot of Mr. Sinister putting the virus on Cable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in this scenario,
Is X-Men
X-Men 97.
He's
He has a memory of a goldfish.
So yeah, in this
apart from Debbie Ryan.
in this version, in this universe, they don't send young Cable to the future. They try to fix him, and the virus goes from the baby to Charles when he's using Cerebro, infects Cerebro, and then this techno-organic virus mutates so that it's able to infect every mutant through telepathy. So instantly, 98% of like the mutant population gets infected, and they turn into like techno-organic mutants, basically cyborgs, and they still keep their powers. So then obviously shit goes up to, in flames
sideways,
very quickly. Humans were originally immune because it just targets the X gene, so they were just like killed off. But then through time, because the movie starts is like 20 years afterwards, they were able to develop passing the virus through physical contact by like injecting the X gene
Who's
for a
fucking
bit.
the mutants?
So yeah, so that's the premise. So at this moment in time, mutants a lot of them are cyborgs, and then humans can be infected, right? So that's the outside world, but they don't know that. The movie starts in a maze with our main character being teleported in.
So basically,
Who's the main
Exactly. I'll get to it. So exactly, the Maze Runner, they spawn in. There's already a community, and then when it happens is that like in Maze Runner, where the elevator doesn't go down, the teleport system goes off for the first time ever, and then a countdown begins. And then the whole movie is basically like the whole civilization of mutants, of young mutants that's in the middle. Some of them is divided because they're like, we're living in peace here. We don't care about the clock. Let's just wait to see what it finds out. And then the other half, which is going to be the main characters of this movie, they want to escape and beat the maze before the clock runs out. Now, the way the maze works, the structure, is picture like Attack on Titan's walls. So there's 3. And the environment is very similar to Horizon Zero Dawn, where it's kind of like a very cybernetic nature.
Yeah, but what's
vibe.
keeping them from just flying away?
So yeah, because none of these mutants are able to. They are able to fly, but the walls, they can't fly past the walls because the walls.
There's a render. There's a render.
There's a little net over
Because
there.
the walls themselves they have like sort of
wrap it
a
up,
barrier field. So yeah, so the whole movie goes through obviously them trying to escape. There's like in the Maze Runner a conflict between some characters. One of the characters is more aggressive. The main character of this movie would be Nathan Summers, Cable. Now the whole thing is that when obviously this would be in the backstory, when Mr. Sinister cloned Jean Grey in this universe, he also cloned young Nathan before infecting him. And so one of the survivors of the virus was obviously Magneto. So he scraps up with Mr. Sinister. He's the one that gathers the survivors, forces Mr. Sinister to build up the maze and all that shit. The maze is actually also Krakoa, I don't know if you guys know.
Yeah.
But it's a mutant island that is infected. And the countdown is how much time is left until Krakoa fully submits to the virus.
Time's gone,
I know, but Nathan Drake is the last one to be sent.
Nathan Drake?
Sorry,
crazy.
Nathan Summers is the last one to be sent in, and just before he is infected with the virus. So, like in the X-Men show, he doesn't have the powers of his parents, but instead he has a connection with the cybernetic world. So it's a little bit like Sung Jin Woo, but instead of summoning the shadows, once he defeats either a cybernetic animal or eventually when they escape, in the second movie, when they fight a mutant,
He has a boner.
a cybernetic mutant, he's able to control them and put them on their side. So that would be.
What a shit film.
0% on Rotten
And you're
Tomatoes.
talking about the Big Bang. This just become your festival.
No, yeah. So in this movie, obviously, it would just be them trying to escape.
Fuck the timer, boy. Just fuck the timer. Fuck the whole thing.
He said 3 minutes, 3 hours.
But the thing is, like, okay, but then
He's
how
gonna walk
will you
us
wrap
through.
up? So it starts with the
okay.
maze being built.
No. So the movie starts with them in the maze. It's a lot of backstory to the maze.
But where'd you get? Do you get the backstory in the movie, or
No, this.
where'd you get it from?
So
There's previous films. This guy starts with fogging hell for no reason. This guy, they start in the maze. No backstory.
okay, so if you want me to go chronologically, he appears in the maze. He's the last one, and then it's him trying to escape with a group of young mutants.
So far, Maze Runner.
Also, all of these are going to be like very new mutants. It's not going to be any of the popular ones. So they eventually are able to crack the maze. Also, one thing I failed to mention, the threats in the Maze Runner movie is the Grievers. In this, it would be the Sentinels, and it would have a very kind of like
So
Attack
Maze
on
Runner
Titan,
with a little bit of X-Men.
Attack on Titan. That's the whole premise of the movie.
Grab the maze, throw Wolverine in there.
That's so a bit of the Attack on Titan vibe with the Titans. The Sentinels will play that role. So there will be a lot of fighting against Sentinels and shit like that. And then they'll get to the outer wall, and then they'll need to find the core of Krakoa, defeat them, and then once it does, the whole maze collapses. So then, obviously, there's going to be a lot of the stuff like in Maze Runner where they have to just run for their lives.
But why are the
Also
mutants
using
being kept in the
their
maze in the first
powers.
place?
Huh?
Why are the mutants being kept in the first
That
place?
is also in the
Would you like to know?
So Magneto,
Watch the movie.
Magneto. So when they escape, when this group escapes, like it happens at the end, where in the Maze Runner they see like a video of like the woman, they would find Mr. Sinister kind of like attached to the maze, like in the Matrix, and he's basically been gathering data all this time to see if one of them mutates to develop a cure, and he's the one that explains all of this backstory
His
stuff.
truck gonna get clipped as well.
And-
This one.
And he basically says that like all of this was created by Magneto, and all these mutants they were taken from their families when they were babies or very young, and then they were experimented to develop immunity to telepathy. And that's why none of them remembers, like in Maze Runner, their previous lives. They just remember the maze.
Wouldn't Nathan Summers know that since he's a telepath?
No, but that's why he doesn't have his powers.
So he's just a normal dude. Just
I know.
up in the
I
maze.
just say the only thing he has is the telepathy.
He gets a ball
is
when he touches the metal,
the
bro.
connection to the cybernetic stuff. Because Cable doesn't have telepathy. He only has like his. Obviously, he like developed
He does!
eventually.
Yeah.
But especially if he doesn't have the virus, he does.
Exactly, but this one also gets infected with the virus. He gets infected with the virus just before he goes in.
But didn't you say all the mutants in the maze were immune?
Yeah.
So
So-
if
so-
he's immune, wouldn't he
No, so
be like one of the strongest telepaths? in the fucking-
they are immune being infected by the virus, right? To telepathy, because that was the biggest spread of the virus was cerebral, and the way they work is kind of like a hive mind. So, in order for them to be able to leave the maze and not get instantly infected, because cerebral covers the whole globe, they had to develop immunity. And once they developed immunity to telepathy, then they were sent to the maze. And the maze was meant to teach them. They obviously would learn all of this at the end by Mr. Sinister. Would have to teach them how to survive, how to fight against cybernetic drones, and then also they were being tested in the hopes of developing a cure.
That's what you get.
And- and
Wait,
then-
that's what you get because then you're giving so much exposition to the film that it's not fair on other people. that don't get it.
that's
Bro, you got 10 minutes, bro.
10 minutes.
But yeah, the movie would end with Mr. Sinister being like, "So this is it. Now you have to go
But isn't
find
Mr.
Mark."
Sinister a bad guy in here? Like he's a villain.
Yeah, but
He's
he's
a good
like
guy here.
as his punishment, he got attached to the maze, and once the maze core is destroyed, he dies. That's the last thing that he would, you know.
So you spoiled the movie for everyone.
I did.
love it.
The movie doesn't exist.
We'll get no popcorn for that film.
I also have the whole cast of characters, but I'm out of time, so.
I told you this guy loves to write, bro.
Bro, when we were walking school, he would tell me this Marvel Injustice game, all the characters, they're supers and everything. I'm like, man, I just want to go home.
I'm just trying to go fucking first period
Leave me alone. Bro, I like a lot more when I was walking by myself and look at people's gardens and rate them than walking with him home, bro.
All right, so now it's my turn. I'm gonna
Immigrating.
try to stick it to
So we had no
around to around 3 minutes. My film probably
Stick aware.
in I'm not gonna say. I'm thinking about the Debbie Ryan. It's now stuck in my head.
Hey, Jesse.
Bro, it's not bravado. The fucking falsetto or whatever.
Falsetto.
The
You always
Facilio.
talk about pipes, man.
Facility.
So it's probably unsurprising that my film's a Hulk
Fusilli
Hulk
pasta.
movie. It's a
Oh.
Hulk movie, right? Probably unsurprising to most people.
I'm not surprised.
All right, so the movie starts nice and easy. You know, Bruce Banner just like living rurally, right? He's just going from place to place, right?
Thorfinn.
And Thorfinn.
Style, Thorfinn, season 2.
Yeah, I guess. Like he's a farmer. He's going from place to place. He just wants to be left alone, right? And straight away, you can see like there's a scene of him having nightmares, and this nightmares shows that like he turned into the Hulk and like pretty much just leveled the whole fucking city, right? So it's a mixture in those nightmares, a mixture of that of the Hulk just fucking a city up, like fucking 19 inches of Hulk. And then it's split between that and him as a child getting like fucking beat by his dad, like
Getting the 19
getting
inches from
like
his dad.
the dads bring like your mom's dead because of you type shit, right? So there's like that equivalence between the Hulk
Type shit.
smashing things and the anger that he felt as a child, right? That's kind of how it sets up with him living just that type of life and having those nightmares, right? Then a man finds him, right? It just comes to him, and this man is Doc Samson, which is the guy that he saved in like the Hulk's origins from the gamma explosion.
Yeah.
It was his lab partner, right? It was pretty much his best friend.
He doesn't know that, but in the original story, the Hulk doesn't just transform by
Yeah,
himself by in a failed experiment.
It's
Like
also in
the,
movies.
the whole thing is going off, and like his friend is out there, so he like runs and
Yeah.
like pushes him into a ditch, and he gets fucking.
Oh.
So, and this is pretty much his best friend. So his best friend kind of talks to him and convinces him to go work with this organization because apparently there's like this civilization of like aliens that are coming to Earth and like they need the Hulk. They need Hulk. But obviously Bruce, like he doesn't want to turn into the Hulk again because of what he did to that city that he sees in his dreams. But since it's Samson, his best friend, Samson convinces him to go work with the organization.
Are these aliens Viltrumites?
They're not fucking Viltrumites. No, it's not the Conqueror. And then, so it kind of sets this up with him working in the organization. He goes, fights these aliens. And that's where you see that this fucking dragon, right? It's like, there's a dragon in the comics like Fing Fang Foom or whatever.
Yeah.
and it's pretty much it's like these species are like a mixture of like cyber stuff and magic. So there's just this fucking dragon, and it's just the Hulk fighting a fucking huge dragon, which to me sounds fucking sick, right? So he beats the dragon, and as he's fighting, and he just absolutely destroys the dragon, and he's fighting the civilization. He realizes the only reason the civilization's on Earth is because their planet got destroyed, and they just wanted a place to rest so they could keep going to find a planet that they could actually live. And the whole reason the organization wanted to destroy them is because their technology was very advanced. So they just wanted their technology and annihilate the race, right? So Bruce Banner obviously realizes this. And with Samson helps Hulk turn back into Bruce. And Bruce is like, I obviously don't want to work with these fucking guys anymore. These fucking dickheads just made me kill pretty much an innocent civilization, right? But a member of the organization sees this and goes to stop Bruce, turn him back into the Hulk. But Samson like jumps in front, stopping Bruce from getting stabbed. Gets stabbed himself, right? So like Samson's just bleeding out, and Bruce like he sees his friend literally die in front of him, and just goes fucking crazy. So now you have this
Bruce itself, not Hulk.
No, like you have this moment in his head where it's Bruce and Hulk standing like obviously in Bruce's mind, and it's like him having a conversation with Hulk and Hulk being like, you know, I've always worked for you, like I've always cared about you, and for once in Bruce's life, it's Hulk and Bruce angry. So Bruce like just turned into a crazy Hulk, like it's just gamma just seeping out of him, right? Each step like levels the whole fucking planet, right?
Is his dick bigger?
And like no, it's 23 inches of fucking Hulk, right? And we like with one punch, like he's just leveling the whole organization.
Saitama is in this.
And then Hulk like in this form,
The extra 4 inches of
as
Bruce, by the
force
way.
is literally seeping out of him. He begs this.
It's just green.
He begs this organization. He begs. You know, I want to.
Sorry.
He begs this organization to just shoot him with every like weapon they have to try to calm him down, because every single step the Hulk takes is pretty much just shaking the whole
Who
planet.
does this?
Hulk's begging the civilization that he just saved because he destroyed the organization. Because he's just in such a mode that every single step could level a whole city. So
Doesn't actually happen
this
in the comics.
civilization just shoots him with everything they
It's
have,
in goblin mode.
which is able to power down the Hulk back into Bruce. And the film ends with Bruce turning his back on the world. The organization was obviously completely destroyed. His best friend, the only one he had that actually came to him, died. So now he only has the Hulk, and he leaves with the civilization. And he kind of just goes to space with the civilization. And the post-credits would be like, obviously Red Hulk's already been shown, but with the Red Hulk being formed, and it's like the Incredible Hulk will return. And that's how the movie would end. Tell me you wouldn't like seeing Hulk fight a fucking dragon, bro.
All right, now I like seeing the Hulk fighting a dragon. To be fair.
We have.
I actually kept it to 3 minutes and 50.
So he just ult.
It's just oath, yeah.
Have you seen the new twerk emote on Marvel Rivals?
Venom.
Yeah, Venom. And you know, I bought that today.
Nice season of your grown-up, buddy.
Yeah, we had all these build-ups. Now it's the main story.
All right, so you have 3 minutes on the clock. Go ahead.
Story
I can't
time.
wait for
So, score title: Symbiotic Weapon: A Legacy of Sacrifice.
Bro, this guy
Ooh.
set up on ChatGPT.
No,
I know.
crazy.
I'm
Let him
So,
go.
during the Avengers, when Iron Man goes to take the rocket to space, or whatever that hole that opened,
wormhole.
something else happened. So as he was falling, this black goo symbiote attached to him in the
Symbiote.
suit.
Yeah.
He fell down. The Hulk didn't catch him. He just fell, but he survived because of the symbiote.
Yeah.
And then he realized he basically became a Iron Man Venom.
Right.
So, on top of being Iron Man,
Does he have 19 inches of venom?
on top of being Iron Man,
He realized he became Venom.
he became Iron Venom. Okay,
Right.
so which just made him a lot better of a superhero. Could save a lot more people. It was basically both combined. But slowly,
Venom would not work with Tony Stark.
it's not Venom; it's a symbiote.
Symbiote.
But then, while the symbiote was enhancing and helping him, he started to realize that he was consuming him in ways he hadn't expected.
Ooh, wait, that's the twist.
So it started small, imperceptible.
You mean like every symbiote story?
It starts small, imperceptible, a slight itch under his skin, a feeling of something moving.
Ooh, wait, what?
A feeling of something moving within him. Then, as the days wore on, the symbiote began to devour his flesh. His skin slowly faded, replaced by patches of black, jagged alien markings. It wasn't long before he realized
He became the armor.
that the suit was no longer merely a tool, it was a parasite. So, the more he used the suit, the more it would devour him. But he had to be a hero. He couldn't stand by and see people getting hurt, knowing that he could at least help. And with the symbiote, he could really help. So he kept on using the suit. Steve Rogers told him, stop, just retire. No, he kept on going. Everyone told him to just stop. Every time he powered up the suit, he kept on losing bits of him. His voice became distorted. His commands became jumbled. Bones start going. Muscles start going.
Can cook.
Yeah, his bones had long since been consumed by the suit, his human form barely holding on to existence. His once thriving heart was now just a flickering mechanical pump.
Did you use ChatGPT for this?
No, I didn't. I wrote it down.
I call cap.
No, I did write it
I
down.
don't think you have the ability to write like that.
No, I didn't. Why
You have the ability to write, period.
So, maybe keep your mouth shut.
Keep going. Yeah,
So he was a prisoner within the very armor he had created. Okay. His resolve never wavered, so he kept on going. In the end, it was no final battle or heroic sacrifice like he wanted to go with. It was a slow, silent death. A death that took him piece by piece. His consciousness, once sharp and brilliant, like it was, faded
Stanks.
into the void. He was now gone. A faint echo within the suit, and only the symbiote remained.
Bro became fucking Golden Freddy.
But story doesn't end there. In the void left by Tony Stark's soul, the symbiote, now fully integrated within the suit, was in full control. So now it became just it didn't need a human host anymore. It became just a machine with its sole purpose was pure destruction.
And how
So
does the movie wrap up?
it's wrapping with it saw only the strongest opponent. So it rammed
Battle Beast.
it rammed Earth. Just I was actually thinking more of from Jujutsu Kaisen.
It's gonna.
No,
Gojo?
no, the guy that came back and just wanted to scrap the strongest.
Sukuna.
Toji.
No.
Toji, yeah,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
yeah, I think so.
Toji didn't want to scrub the strongest.
I don't know why he stopped.
He wanted to just scrub sorcerers.
Let's scrub his son.
Yeah, Toji, yeah, that's what I was thinking. So yeah, villains, heroes, whatever it was, just wanted to scrap, bro. So it ends with Iron Venom had no mercy, no humanity, only the drive to fight, kill, and conquer. The suit, once a symbol of hope, was now a weapon of pure annihilation.
Mm-hmm.
And he just so the film ends with him destroying the world.
Yeah, it's not a happy film.
Okay. A symbiote. Did it bond his armor? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Symbiotes need to bond to living
They
material.
didn't want to live anything.
It was him in the armor.
Which makes me. Oh, so he still had the armor. So what was the symbiote doing that made him better? Because the armor didn't change.
It did change.
Made him more efficient.
Symbiote,
Did you know? Were you not listening?
Bro, I used symbiote for you to understand. It was like a black goo that touched him. It's a parasite. Think about it as a parasite.
Yeah, but if it was affecting him inside the armor, how does it make him better at being Iron Man? Because the
Because
armor
it makes the
doesn't
armor
change.
better.
How? You just said it
More
didn't bond to the
efficient.
armor.
Maybe like Blue
No,
Beetle.
it was bonded to the
both,
armor.
bro. It was a
Kinda like
combination.
Blue
It was bonded. Yeah, it was bonded to the armor, and that's why whenever he would wear the armor,
Exactly
it
like
took
Blue
bits
Beetle,
from him.
Mm.
But he's just sour that his story was fucking shit.
Got 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, so now we have decided.
There's no way you wrote all that.
You know, whatever.
I basically wrote all that, and then I put on ChatGPT to make it sound nicer. But I did write all.
Whatever you think was best, obviously, you'd be
Once
great.
I heard the word thriving, I was like, GPT.
I basically wrote it like.
Was that a word? ChatGPT.
He has me. You know who says that?
So what now?
Thrag. Now we try to decide who kind of
I am so
which
low.
film, apart like obviously you can't vote on yours. Which film you'd rather watch?
I basically wrote it like this, by the way. Put a film, bullet points, and I put them.
I think I cooked it with mine.
You can't pick yours.
I know.
And you're the only one that thinks that.
I know for a fact.
0% Rotten on the Rotten Tomatoes. No, like your film has a good premise.
Mine is just a comic.
just-
Mine's not.
I spent a lot of time on the backstory for it too, because that was like interesting to the.
But it's what the viewers would be watching in the movie, and it's also like the fact that Nathan Summers is like if he doesn't have the virus anymore, technically
He does have the virus
yeah, I know, but you said they become immune.
to telepathy, so the virus can't be transmitted to them.
But if they already have the virus, why would they care if the virus gets transmitted?
But they
to them?
don't.
So he doesn't have the
No,
virus.
so Nathan Summers is the only one that is given the virus,
We've had
not
3
through
minutes. Right?
telepathy, but
But he's in the. So why is he in the maze?
because What do you mean? Why? Is
Well,
it
because you said people in a maze is so they become immune to telepathy.
So, yeah.
because they didn't have the
So, yeah,
virus.
exactly.
But why would Nathan Summers be there if he has the virus?
Because it's in the hopes because he was the last one to be sent to the maze to see if he can develop a mutation to make him immune to the virus, because the virus started
But he
with
has the
him.
virus.
Yeah, but the virus started with him.
So,
Right.
but why would he be sending him to the maze make the possibility of him? Like, why would it be the difference between him being in the maze or in the lab for him to develop a
And
mutation?
also, was it not transmitted by touch? So if he touched any of the guys in there, would they not get the virus?
No, so
No
that
telepathy.
was connected to the hive mind because the
Ah.
virus became different, and because he was also immune to telepathy, like everyone else, his virus can't connect to the mainframe. So that's why he can't just turn
And
into.
if he doesn't have the use of his powers, then the virus would consume him
He would basically no, because the virus doesn't consume him.
because of his powers.
No, yeah,
Like
he's
the only reason
still-
why
so he's still basically Cable. So our main character is going to be Cable, just young, right?
yeah,
So-
but the only reason why Cable survives the virus is because he's a stronger telepath than even his mom.
No, yeah, he still he still has the power.
There's a cure
right?
in the future. That's how you get sent.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. So
No, because
it is that.
he has to use his powers to keep the virus out.
Yeah,
That's
so,
why without the powers, without the virus, he's the strongest telepath on the planet.
that is still all there, but he can't access his powers like Cable can't, right? Or in like moments of like extreme duress.
Yeah, but Cable can't access his powers because he's keeping the virus out.
Exactly, sure.
So it's the same thing here.
It's the exact same young Cable.
So you're just sent to the maze in hopes that he'll develop a mutation.
No,
So there's not 19 inches of anything in it.
Of Cable.
there's 19 inches of Krakoa, and like in the future, obviously this would be because the first movie is just getting out of the maze, like in the Maze Runner.
But then wouldn't that just be Maze Runner with mutants?
But that was the premise.
Sure, you've all made our decisions.
And,
I think, man, you've had 15 minutes. I just want to give you more time.
You have to pick a movie that isn't yours.
Yeah,
that
I
you
know,
wanna
we have to
watch.
Pick one.
You can just quit the fucking.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
That's the last time you see him. Well, actually, we're starting with you.
Okay, Debbie Ryan next episode.
Yeah, Debbie Ryan, hit me up and
No,
you
me.
can
Yeah.
and I also had like a really cool idea to be like on the second one.
pick one movie, brother.
I know,
you don't know if you have rights for the second one. You are on a budget.
But like there is another Cable out there fully consumed by the virus, very Terminator style, and that would be a confrontation they would have, and they also don't know which one of them is the clone, because one of them is the original.
So we'll
one
be
of
like
them would
Tomorrow
have
Twins.
the fucking virus, and he'd be like fucking cooked to the gills.
Yeah.
So they don't know which one is it.
No, but they were both created at the same time.
Yeah, but one's fucking cooked, bro.
One has fucking. Whose film would you rather watch?
Well,
Or you think like, in the cinema?
Tiago's, your story is pretty much just a make a wish with extra steps.
Make a wish.
How is it a make a wish?
Because like he has the disease and he wishes. Things like that.
There was no wish. There was no genie.
Pedro's story was just ChatGPT. Well, no, but like,
Just because I use big words, bro.
well, because the thing is, because initially I was thinking of
Your story was Iron Man becomes Venom.
but then
How,
if
bro?
it's like
It's
Volbeetle,
literally the story of he's getting consumed by the suit, but because he wants to be a hero.
That's the story of every Venom.
Every
stuff.
Venom. Every person that gets the Venom is consumed by Venom.
That is the point of a symbiote.
Oh, that's really the plot.
no, actually, symbiotes apparently are nice unless they're controlled by Null.
Yeah.
But they walk the.
I don't see Venom getting consumed.
Yeah, that was
Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
he's a villain.
Well, not in the films. He's
Why
talking
would
about the films.
Why would the symbiote care if you're a hero or villain to consume you, bro?
I mean,
because
I,
the symbiote doesn't eat
I was
you.
gonna give you props because I'm not thinking
Well,
of Venom.
Yeah, which makes sense because yours eats the host, but the symbiote needs a host alive.
To the point that I literally said they evolved to the point where it didn't need a host.
So-
Pay attention to story time then.
I mean, I wasn't thinking of a symbiote anymore. I was thinking more of a scarab.
It was a parasite, yeah. It was like a.
So it's not a symbiote.
I used the word
symbiote.
symbiote so you had the idea of what it looked like. Okay, this guy's just sour because he copied Maze Runner and not muted.
And then,
so.
I mean,
Make a wish, Maze Runner. Make a wish, running. That's what you
Pick
are.
a movie, pick a movie.
I mean, I think I'm gonna have to go with that. Especially the line that sold me is that, and it's something that we've never seen
Hulk
as well.
fighting a dog.
It's that seeing Bruce angry as well, along with the Hulk. Like we've had moments with like intelligent Hulk as well, where they're
hungry, bro.
hungry.
Bruce
He's
is
hungry,
a wimp in most comics.
Bro, when she in the Avengers film.
And like I also,
promise you
I
that's
also,
not enough.
if you have nutrition, I'm always
I
hungry.
also really like the thing that like a lot of
Cow.
a lot of heroes suffer as well, and the Hulk is also like
You know, Hulk's
one of
like
them.
fucked in the
For
head.
example, like the
he has
whole thing.
multiple personalities, worse than Moon Knight.
Third time.
Maybe yeah.
People want my opinion about everyone shuts the fuck up and let me say it. Of the whole thing of like
He's gonna get fired.
like Bruce has tried to kill himself multiple times. And like he always dislikes Hulk. Simply by the fact that he can't kill himself because of Hulk. So like having just a moment where both of them have the same goal, that'd be cool to see. So,
Yeah.
I'll probably go with this.
On to me, it's definitely between you two. I'm not,
Really?
I'm not even gonna get
Well, you
touch
have
on
to
the
pick
fuck.
one.
I know.
Yeah.
I think
And
Well,
then
mind you, have you seen-
and
you
then
know the
that's
comic?
why I don't do the homework.
it might be.
Should have just put on
it might
ChatGPT,
be
man.
a
Write
bit-
me a story about what
Shut the fuck up.
Bro, stop interrupting.
It might be a little bit of bias because of
That's what I
now the current media
The current.
that we've watched recently. But bro, I do actually would like to see the Daredevil.
With Foggy just in hell
Like,
for no fucking
no, yeah,
reason.
like
We're just
the
not fucked by
whole-
19 inches of Mephisto.
Like the whole plot of the movie is like Daredevil going to hell, and then to rescue Foggy, and then
You don't want to
having
see.
to climb.
You don't want to see
back.
Hulk fight a dragon, bro.
I do.
Crazy.
That's why I
Hulk
said
fighting a dragon
continue
would
to
go
You
do
don't
crazy.
want to see Iron Man.
He doesn't fight Wolverine.
Bro,
Sure, I'll probably
Yeah,
pick the
like,
Daredevil
and you
one.
like to go through like each
Bro, my
each
film was
level
sick,
is
bro.
different. It's like I know calling it like Scott Pilgrim versus the World is a bit, but
That's on my list to watch, you know.
yeah, but it's like it's that type of stuff where like he has to climb back from hell and like going through all these
Isn't
challenges.
that an existing story?
The thing
though?
is, like,
It's a comic, yes.
your movie.
So he didn't
and
like
then
the story.
each challenge is one
Different
of the
monsters
7
basically.
deadly sins, and then each one of them.
And it's not just beating up a bad guy. It's
Yeah,
something that he has to
relates
overcome.
to-
Wait,
yeah,
if he
relates
took it from
someone.
comics, then it's not original. Then you took it from.
Well,
That's fine.
I purposely
fine.
asked Danny. It didn't have to be something
Mine isn't
original.
fully original. It's also taken part from comics. And it's not that your movie is bad. It's that one, it's not symbiote, and two, it's just like there's no 1 ounce of happiness in the movie. It
well,
ends
not
with-
every film is happy, bro. This supposed to be more.
Yeah, but it has
Your
Your
curve would be
bro.
the first movie in history to get a negative score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh,
How do you
when
feel
you
about
stutter when you do it. No, it's just the only thing. The whole thing about a movie is like if you want a sad movie, you need to have a potential for happiness. He's just getting slowly eaten by
that's
the
a good point.
scoop, and it
It's more
destroys
of
the
a
world.
horror movie.
I
bro.
still see the shadows in my room.
It's more-
my
It's more of a horror movie, bro.
Like Tony Stank becoming a fucking in a suit. It's
Tony
crazy.
Stark is crazy.
Yeah, probably Daredevil. Like Daredevil, I
You're
think
good.
would be a great movie to watch.
Like, I thought you were going to try to link it to old
Yours
somehow.
as a trilogy, yours would work better, but you need a trilogy. You need a budget for that.
Like, I already knew you were going to bring a whole trilogy prepared, and I'm like,
That's what I do. Just wait till my book comes out in 10
Yeah,
years.
the book that you wrote when you were like 12 never came out.
you wrote a book as well, copying the Hunger Games, you puss.
You're talking to me.
With
you
an elephant on fire.
Yeah, you wrote a book, you wrote a page, and you just swapped the bird on the Hunger Games for an elephant.
Genius.
Genius.
Genius. What is wrong with the elephant on fire?
To be honest, you'd be great at the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Well, because of the elephant.
No, because you're always hungry, man.
Mate, you beat the full games.
What about you, Pedro? Which film would you rather watch? Bro, these are new pops. Well, not Levi, but
Yeah.
Anyways,
Throw it.
Pedro, you got a fault.
you gotta pick.
Of course, I'm not using that fucking film, bro. Copying the Maze Runner.
The hungry ones, the hungry hippos.
So it's Maze Runner, but without spiders. It's humanoids and exactly the same plot. So no original whatsoever. So you'll be between them two, 100%.
That's a big one.
You're from Russia.
Bro, I'm fighting a dragon. That's like the sickest thing I can think
I'll
of.
go with his. But also no original because apparently you both took it from comics.
Well, I
So
asked, I
actually,
asked,
go ChatGPT.
I
Take me a
asked
story
Danny
from a
if-
comic.
but like this is
My-
one of my
my
favorite
movie is
comics
based
of all
off comics
time,
as well.
and it would be very hard to do like live action. But if they ever do it, because it's what I said, it's not just a fight. It's not just
No,
like
that one
a
was
big
one
fight.
that I was
Because
most
it's
intrigued
literally
about.
like Daredevil, even in the
Yours I
comics,
fell asleep on,
especially
James.
against Kingpin.
Mine.
No, his.
He has this internal dialogue where he's like, Kingpin is much stronger than he's ever been. Like his fists are literally almost like close to knocking me out. And then like he's literally just bleeding on the floor, and he just takes out a cross and just points at Kingpin.
Yeah, but that's a comic.
Yeah, but that happens in the comic.
That'll happen in the film as well because I'm making the film.
Yeah, but all
There
those
you go.
parts have already.
Absolute cinema.
All those parts have already existed. So
To be
you
fair,
haven't.
you did pick like the best comic run, and you just said this is.
I,
the
I, that's
I
not the
asked.
best Daredevil comic.
It is
run.
for me.
He will know.
Which one's yours? The one where he's the hand.
But for example, all those
Uh,
The
parts.
one is sick. Where he goes, where the joint.
Man
John,
Without Fear is.
is that with the where he fights the Avengers?
No.
There's a line where John Walker, like they go because he gets extra powers from the. Black Hand,
I think that's Chip.
But but John Walker, the Captain America, they really like for some reason. He goes to Daredevil and he's like, "Don't worry, I'm right with God." And then he just says, as the lights turn off, he just says, "If you're right with God, if you're right with God, you wouldn't have sent the devil." And then the lights just turn off.
What about the Immortal Hulk?
Sick.
Me and the five Hulk fans are going crazy.
All of that makes me want to choose yours, but then the parts that I go, yeah, that's quite cool, which is like all the sins and the cross. Apparently, you just took it from somewhere, bro.
Yeah, that's not from a comic. But I asked Danny, didn't have. I could just something I want to see.
I'd rather than a fucking Iron Venom. Iron Goo.
Tony Stank with the goo.
Bro, it's such a sick idea that he's.
Yeah, but it has no ounce of happiness in the fucking
No,
movie, bro.
every film was happy, bro.
But it's what I said. He has to have the depressive film.
I'm
surprised it wasn't a war film.
Let me make another X-Men film where Jean Grey gets absolutely
That's just coming from
Bro,
me.
depressive a depressive film doesn't work if there's no potential for happiness. If there's no potential of like, oh, it's actually gonna end up okay. People are like, it's just this guy getting eaten by this alien and then destroying the world.
Okay, his daughter's there. The love you 300. He gets ripped by the goo 300 times.
Your film wouldn't even get past the screenplay, bro. You get turned down.
I can't wait to talk about that.
This is anyway. That was the topic.
Guess what we're not doing in this episode?
Tell us which film you prefer. With me and the five Hulk fans are going
To be
crazy.
honest, I'm just thinking ahead. You know, I'm setting the seeds for an X-Men
I'm glad.
Endgame.
I'm glad I was the one that prepared most.
Bro,
And I got all of us.
Now we're
Oh,
gonna.
what? ChatGPT run. Shut the fuck
He
up.
prepared the whole cast.
Bro,
I have
bro, you guys are fucking screaming. Promise, because I actually wrote this, so promise. ChatGPT.
Okay, please no one interrupt me. Okay, so now we're gonna be moving on to our review of Sololeveling. So the new season came out, so we're gonna obviously just review that one. So the way we normally do reviews is we go by each person, we give a score out of 10. And in my opinion, we have proper scores. There's none of this bullshit. They think 5 is the worst thing ever, and they think 7 is average. No, 5 is average. So we give our scores, and then we go into non-spoiler review. Then we give a spoiler warning. Then we get into spoilers. So without further ado, we'll start over there. What is your score?
Can we start over there, actually?
We'll start over here. What is your score for Sololeveling from Crunchyroll?
10.
He's obviously 10. Okay, so he's wrong. 8.
Wait, season 2.
Yes.
8.
Just see season 2.
Oh, yeah, 8.
9.
Right.
Okay, quite differing.
I won't be mad at the 7.
I think.
I'm not mad at Nate.
I think 10 is ludicrous.
You're ludicrous.
I think
Nothing wrong with the show.
I don't think 9 either. I think because it's what I said. I've said it in previous episodes. For me, a 10 it doesn't have any major problems. 9 it has one major problem.
Yeah.
My major problem is not even spoiler wise, but it might if you want me to get further into it, obviously you start involving spoilers.
Hinter.
There is first of all the side characters aren't all that interesting.
All I want is Sang Jin-woo.
Okay, that's not how it works for a show. Like in terms of side
I really
characters.
like the S Hunters.
S-Hunters.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, but there's not a lot to them.
They
And
showed.
overall, if you think about it, there's not a lot of depth for the characters overall, including the main character. Like his whole thing with his mom, yeah. But apart from that,
There's
not a lot of depth.
like I give it an 8, so of course I still regard it highly. But for me to find something
Yeah.
a 9 out of 10, which is the tops. First, the plot needs to be extensive in terms of I'm okay with simple plots, but for a show to be a 10, the plot needs to be deep.
You need to be
In terms
able
of,
to dissect the character and find out what
for
juice.
Soul Leveling is very simple, and that's not a bad plot, but it's the fact that it's simple.
And
And my
exactly.
other thing, especially in season 2, the development of the main character is very
It's
low.
very low. That's my again. Yeah, I did say if it's only one major issue, I'll always obviously put it at a 9. But the thing is, the fact that first of all, in terms of side characters, there's not a lot of depth to them. Like I can't grab a side character and be like, what is his reasoning? Why are they like this? And go into first of all with stuff like Hunter, you can grab a side character and go into them. And with the main character, I can't grab the main character and be like, what is your motivation to do this?
In
And
season
go
2,
really
in
deep.
season 1, it's
No, they go into it a little bit, especially with the mother thing. But apart from the mother thing, that's why he's doing all he does. There's not a lot to the character to his motivation. So because of that, I can't give it a 9. That's why I give it an 8. But apart from that, it looks great. Like it's still very good.
I think that's a bit pushed. I don't understand what you mean. And those are the points that maybe I give it a 9. It's like you said, the show is it is about just the one thing, which is him or maxing pretty much, right? Him solo leveling. So the whole point with the side characters is like that's the whole thing about the show. Is that like the side characters are really important. It's just about him. And even the S Hunters, for example, what they do show of them, it shows that they are what there are of them in the show. It's really cool.
I disagree. For example, with ReZero, it's a great show. Pretty much the show is just about him because he's the only one experiencing his situation.
Yeah.
But that's not an excuse to not have good side characters. Or side characters that have, like, yeah, they're cool because they do cool shit, but they have actual importance to them.
Yeah, but for example, the shadows.
If I clipped one of them, would you care? Like, if I just grabbed a random side character, would you care if they just
That
died?
is true.
But I would
blonde
care
girl.
if one of his shadows
Well,
got.
I would not really care if you are clipped.
One of his shadows.
Yeah. Because like those are the real side characters of the show, and
No,
they don't really have
no.
lines. It's
So they're
Well,
not.
what are their development?
Yeah.
it's
And
not
actually,
development.
doesn't that just show that the show, like, in terms of side characters, isn't good if you're saying the shadows with no lines are better than the side characters with lines?
Because they're cool.
That's a good point, bro.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. But if there's not that juiciness to the characters,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
I think these three negatives, so the two I said and that, is what separates an absolute cinema from a
yeah,
fairy
I
tale.
think that's why I think 8 is a perfect score.
What? No.
You gave it a 10 out of 10.
So,
I said ludicrous.
solo leveling has to be absolute cinema.
So, no,
Has
what
to
do
be.
you say about the 3 points you just brought up?
Address them.
Bro, there's always gonna be issues in shows. Okay.
Well, not a perfect one,
Yeah,
not a
but
10.
you can't just be like, obviously
Or
it
it's
looks
minor.
sick, but you can't just be like, oh, he's aura maxing and it looks sick, so it's peak fiction. Like, when you talk about peak
Bro, he
fiction, you're
had-
talking about the best
He
of
had the whole
television.
motivation about his mom and about being able. He went from a nugget, bro, that no one cared
Yeah, that's
about.
first season. We're talking about second.
And even with the mom thing, it's like, okay, his sole purpose was powering up with to get the potion to his mom. That's already a pretty simple plot for a main character, but that's been done since like the beginning of season 2, pretty early or like halfway through
Yeah,
season 2.
it was halfway.
But that was done. So it's like,
And then it was
It's not like it's
the
anything new.
Jeonju Island arc.
You
but
butchered
what?
that.
I think you did better the name.
Was
Jeju.
To be fair, yeah,
It doesn't matter, regardless. I'm
The
not
island. Yeah, but what does that have to do with him with his
Yeah, that's
motivations?
not
So
as a
because
character.
it's a new one. So
Why is he fighting?
he reached exactly, and he wasn't fighting. That's the thing. He was gonna
He
fight,
still went to
like
fight.
because he realized. So the point is, he achieved this goal, which was save his mom. So that's why when
Spoiler.
all
Go on. It's fine. Don't worry. No one cares. It's fine. It's not like it's spoilers.
To be fair.
Let's get
We're getting spoiled.
so he reached his goal, which was saving,
It wasn't a massive spoiler.
saving his mom.
Yeah.
Right. So now that he reached that, what does he do? He's like, I'm done. And he's like, and they ask him, he's been contacted by all these organizations, the top tier hunters, to join him. He's like, no. And then when they're like, listen, the world is in danger. We have to go to this island to stop these ants because they're gonna kill everyone. It's like, you guys
I
disagree.
No, I
Like,
just
'cause he was done.
No, he doesn't have struggles. He doesn't.
What the point? His new arc is that he now that he's reached his goal, he realizes the power that he has. He can't just sit by and let anyone else take care of him. He has to be the
Yeah,
one.
They
to-
subtly hint at that.
But that's a very subtle hint. And even then, like, he doesn't struggle. Like, you don't see the character struggle with
Happened
any
at the end
either
of the shit
internal
season as well, by the way.
problems.
Like literally the episode.
With either
after.
internal problems or other problems, you don't see him struggle. And if you don't see a character struggle with problems, you can't understand more about
Actually,
the
tell
character.
me one time that he struggled throughout the season.
Yeah,
apart
but he
from the
doesn't. That's
That's
Okay,
the
but
problem.
For example, Gojo
How-
was considered the strongest, and he still had a lot of
Let me
mental
ask you
problems.
something. How can a character development if he doesn't? How can a character develop if he doesn't struggle?
That's a great fucking point, brother.
The only time that I
This
was,
guy gave it a 10 out of 10. I
it
keep
is a
forgetting.
10, mate. The
Then
ol-
no, answer what I just said. How can he develop if he doesn't struggle?
And he struggled against the monarch
So first season, but
No,
one arc.
demon
No, he just walked
no, he
in.
didn't.
before he got.
No, it was just the classical anime, like sick animation, him destroying, but there was no like struggle with him.
Yeah, it's not inner struggle.
No, any
Because he had to
struggle. Like he never almost lost a fight. No, really.
Yeah, but that's the thing about the character.
Yeah, I understand that, but like,
But you
if
don't
you're
learn
not gonna-
anything. Like you don't learn anything new about the character, because the whole mom thing is from season 1 anyway. When they establish the character, you don't learn anything new. You don't learn any new motivation or
For
why
example,
he is
you
what
could you
he
could
is.
have him struggle with the fact that he is like maybe with the ants rank like attention or something like that. I don't know, or like having so many eyes on him, like because he's used to being strong now, but he's never been used to having so much attention to him.
I think it's like the show has never been about that, and it has been consistent to what it is about, which is
Yeah, but if
it's
your
just-
main character and
it's
your
just like, for
side
example,
characters don't have much to do.
One Punch Man.
But I
has a
disagree.
stake.
Yeah,
But I
no,
disagree.
yeah. For example, yeah, One Punch Man has that shtick, but it's not. I wouldn't put it as some of the best.
And even
television
then,
out there.
no, and even then, One Punch Saitama, he's still like there's still development there because his development, he's the strongest, but he suffers because he's the strongest.
Yeah, and he's so
he
low.
can never find a worthy opponent. And in the first season of Solo Leveling, his whole development was him begging for strength, and the fact that he realized that no matter how kind you are, if you're weak, you're always gonna lose. And at the end of the first season is when he's pretty much at ES level, and he realizes, and it's when he goes through the whole development of the system makes him kill, etc. The second
Yeah,
season, there's
to be fair,
none of
that's
that.
another con. The whole thing that as he levels up, he starts losing emotions. Like they established that in season 1, where he kills those people and he's like, he finds out that and he's literally facing the mirror at home and he's like, I'm not feeling anything, much of anything anymore. And he realizes as he's leveling up, he starts. It's almost like he's losing a bit of himself. They just stopped doing that plot. They didn't get mentioned again.
They did mention that in season 1, and they haven't done anything about that in season 2.
You-
And for
you-
someone that rated it 10, you're awfully quiet.
Just sitting there, look at me. What you think?
I like the animation.
Yeah, the animation was sick, but like,
And I like the bugs.
but like, for example, with characters like Arcane, where
Okay.
so much to
I
them.
can see what you're saying, but and I'm happy.
10 out of 10, you mean it's like pretty
I'm
much perfect,
happy
bro.
to bring it down to a 9 or an 8. But
That's what we're saying.
together, season 1 and 2, it has to be absolute cinema.
No,
bro.
it's a 9.
Wait, that's more.
That's later
I
on.
might say
That's
it
later
an
on.
8.
That's later on. I just think that
Moshe.
specifically
a very good
season
show,
2 is an 8 because the fights are amazing. Choreography is obviously amazing.
Yeah.
Very
The-
good animation.
Animations inside.
It's the best like summon
Yeah.
power system I've ever seen represented in any show.
shadows
The
are so
DMC
cool.
has so much
Bro,
aura.
the aura, mate.
The aura is
At
great.
the end, when he's
Yeah.
walking,
Through the flame.
To be honest, there's no reason if you're riding a dragon for you to be standing up.
But like all that shit is great. But it's hard for as a viewer for me to truly get invested into the card strips. It's what I said. If I picked any random side card to die, you wouldn't care.
That's a good point.
So it's hard to get invested
That-
as a
that is
viewer.
true, that is
I want to those
like,
shows.
if you're not going to develop
Bro,
the MC, at least develop
those
the side
shows like
characters.
Arcane or Daredevil. That if someone dies, I stand up. I'm like, no. I have the Soups reaction
Sure.
where I'm crying, bro. Well, obviously not. Soups is Adam
oh
Sandler.
really, man?
But what do you mean? You're saying if I killed the ultimate weapon, you'd care?
No, I'm talking the Daredevil thing that you said.
For example, shows like Arcane, like when the whole thing with, for example, Echo and the thing that happens with Jinx, like you care because you care about the characters and you care about their motivations to
That
do
is,
stuff.
yeah, that is
Yeah.
very
Fair,
And
true.
like it's what I said. I don't mind simple plots. That's what. And Tony Sadavici, he said the same thing. And people started flaming him like he was on live. And it's, what she said, like, Soul Leveling is the type of anime that you go to watch people beat each other up
Yeah.
with extreme aura. That's it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with an anime that has simple plot. But for me, anime with simple plot cannot be a 10.
The
Yeah.
only thing that I disagreed a little bit, which was
Yeah, a 10
When-
is insane.
when
No,
he's
never say a
fighting
10.
when he's fighting the bug,
Yeah.
Biro,
Better.
Yeah.
Beru, and he's gonna get stabbed in the eye, and then he gets the perk of mutilation.
Yeah.
Well, he
well,
didn't
he
get that
maxed it
point.
out.
He maxed it out because he had points.
Yeah.
He
But
can max out
I
skills.
heard someone say that he always lucky, which when he's in the point of danger, they get something new.
Well, no, he started.
Apparently in the manga, he's absolutely beating the crap out of him, and then he just shows up and he goes, "Ooh, let's get
Yeah,
a try."
apparently in the manga, like the fight, it's even less.
Oh.
Like he literally just slaps him twice and the bug's gone.
And then he
like
gets,
it's not. It's
and
extremely
then he
one-sided.
just goes, "Oh, mutilation, why not?"
Yeah, that was very Chimera and.
Yeah.
It's always
fight.
bugged.
Who do you think would win in a fight?
Muriel.
Bureau or Miram?
Oh, Meruem. 100%.
Meruem.
Ah, what do people are
What about Sung Jin Woo and
Sung
Meruem?
Jin-woo?
Yeah.
Because he has the whole fucking.
Yeah, I mean,
Keep in mind, Miram did die to
Bro.
normal cancer.
Now, yeah, true. Now he has bugs. He has everything.
Okay, but I
Sung
guess
Jin Woo would die to normal
Uh,
cancer as well.
I am very surprised how they're gonna
he
make
doesn't have any
it.
healing
I am
abilities.
very surprised how they're gonna make it still interesting in future seasons because of how powerful he is.
No, but it's by adding stronger opponents, which was they
And
hinted
that's
at
what
the
I
end.
said. We were watching the episode and I said they always add stronger people. There's always a stronger
But they kind of have to if they want to
Yeah,
keep
I
going.
understand, but like I just can't see like this season was very lackluster in terms of development from the main character.
Bro, it's
and then in the side characters didn't help that at all.
Yeah,
because
it's not gonna be a show that's gonna be
like,
staying in my mind.
even his friend, which they tried to develop a little bit
The
with him
healer.
separating with no, with him separating from the guy that's trying to make a guild, the C rank. That he tried to separate from his father. That he decided to follow Jingwu. Even then, barely any scenes with him, and it was very minuscule.
And yeah, they kind of.
And like the whole mother thing.
I mean, the healer, they kind of just.
and
did
the
so
whole
because-
thing,
yeah,
yeah.
chop
For
him
example,
off.
that was extremely predictable that the healer was gonna die, 100%.
And like, for example, beautiful point to where he has to raise him up. Either
that was
either do one of two things. One, show the internal conflict in the main character and being like, I have to do this. Or hint back to season 1 to how he's feeling less human emotion and has so he just doesn't care. But instead, he just does it. There doesn't seem to be much of anything holding him back, and then he just casts him away.
The last episode before the last one ended with him just being like making that last decision because he tried everything else.
No, but if you think, but like, what was the difference that he were being alive or not?
No, it's because he had that at the back of his mind of the healers that I could summon. Like you could tell, but he tried all of the other potions.
Yeah, but he just casted the healer away afterwards.
elixir,
After he
to release his soul.
it would have been way more interesting if that decision was permanent and he's like, I have to do this because I have to save her, and I know now his soul is going to be in constant battle, but it's one or the other, and then he has to deal with that consequences. That adds depth because it's struggle. Otherwise, it's like, oh, he just there was no consequences from that. The healer dying, there was no consequences.
Or like,
It's
even
just
if you
takes
wanted to go with
the
the thing of like, nah, I'm gonna keep the healer because I'm that guy.
because he doesn't care as much because of the emotion from the system, but they don't even hint at that.
I would have kept the healer if it was me, man.
Or like maybe have a thing that like I don't know, have something more with the system or something like that. But it's like even the mom, which was a major point in the season, you can't attribute it to the season 2 because it was established in season 1.
And you also don't even care much about them.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, she's barely.
And like the Korea, she mentioned
Yeah,
the
I'm not
dad
worried about it.
early because the dad's gonna be important.
Yeah, the dad was in the show.
And I do really like when the character is super weak.
And how have they not told him Sun Jingwoo?
True, man.
Because
Beat 'em up.
he said his surname.
Man, I really love when the character is very weak and they build him up and he gets stronger and stronger. But it's starting to get to a point where he's got so much that I don't see how it would
And
still be.
it's not even that. Like, you can do that trope and do it well. For example, in Black Clover, it still has pretty good side characters. I mean, it's not my favorite show, but it still has pretty good side characters. It has a good main character that struggles and has depth. Here, it's like it's just a constant aura contest. So it's like
even
That's
Goku.
fire.
Goku,
That's what I
he's
mean.
also a type of character that keeps getting stronger and stronger, and they also just give him stronger and stronger opponents. But it's completely different. Side characters have very good development, of course.
and he has a lot of development.
He has very good development. Like there's a way to do it. You can make very strong characters and still make them have good development.
Yeah, but who
but
can
it
fight him now,
It
man?
just wasn't done.
He's got. Do you see the army at the end?
Well, there's gonna be people like him, like the two that were got showed at the end. They clearly are like part of the system as well.
So maybe that'll be more interesting.
Yeah.
But if they don't give more struggles to the main character and more interesting side characters for us to care about, the show is gonna
But
stay.
surely he's gonna be alone from now on doing stuff. Because that's one thing that was like I kind of wanted the S ranks to be a little bit more S ranky. Because to the point like towards the end the S ranks looked like E ranks compared to him.
Yeah, it's just because he's. But I think there's other people at his level.
Because
They
you know
just
what I
have
mean?
each other.
Also, the only thing that I noticed, I was like, oh, I want to see more of it, was Iron, how he got him. All of the other shadows, they have something. With Iron, it was like this random A-class dude, and he doesn't really get that much screen time. And then everyone else that he takes with him dies. And then he appears, and I didn't even recognize him because he didn't have his armor. And then he goes after him to kill him, and then he just turns him.
Right, because the thing is, we're talking about someone that were dead. For example, Iron. Right? Wait, what is that? No, I might be getting confused with Tank.
Tank is a bear.
Oh, Iron then. We're talking about someone that killed a human to use his soul permanently, but then isn't willing to keep an S-class healer on his... Just because someone he barely knows was like, nah, that's my friend.
And technically, he's not as much as a human because he's been leveling up and he's level 100. Or at least they hinted at it was season 1. This was actually a dog shit.
No, because it's a constant
aura, bro.
I
So
just
it's
feel like
like-
these points.
I
is
like
what-
the aura.
I just feel like these points are
Yeah,
what changes
we're
it
just being
from-
like very nitpicky, basically saying why it's not a 9 or a 10.
Because
It's
I mean that's
a
when you have to.
It's a
When you,
ten.
No, like, it's a great watch. Like, if you told me you have to rewatch it, I'll be like, for sure,
Am
right?
I?
I'll rewatch it, but it's not a thing that I'm gonna feel deeply
Yeah.
connected to these
Yeah, the
characters.
show is amazing, but there's not like
Yeah.
I'll be happy with an 8
If
or
you
a
watch
9.
this show because you put it on and you're like, that's sick to watch.
Yeah.
It's not because this is a great
like,
story.
every single frame of the animation, the fights, everything is perfect when it comes to
Yeah, but yeah, that's like that is just amazing. I don't think it could be better.
that. Yeah.
The show
So-
overall, I still think is a 9.
So I think it's about time we put on the rating tier list. It's now up on screen. And yeah, I think even
So are we
even
doing
the
whole
show,
show or just...
the whole show, I think it's still top.
Nah.
I think it's
it doesn't break.
I'm not putting it
Born of
anywhere
absolute
below.
cinema.
I'm not putting it anywhere below top good. But top
Yeah.
good, I agree.
So,
Like we have to be very
we have,
clear with what we put in absolute cinema. bro.
we only have block
in what?
in top.
Below absolute cinema, I think, mate. What do we have in absolute cinema?
Arcane,
Okay.
and this doesn't level up to Arcane.
Does not.
Arcane is a 9 because of the pacing. If the main thing of a show, or not even a show, of a movie, a book, is the characters, how much depth they have, and how the side characters
I
are.
mean, season 1 he had good depth and good
It's
like
just-
development.
Yeah, but it was the start of his story. How much is dwindled with the second season
That is true.
is like
I'm trying to compare, because for example, if, let's say Cyberpunk had just came out, Cyberpunk's my favorite anime, let's say Cyberpunk for me is top absolute cinema.
Yeah, but he
I
has very good
agree.
development.
So I'm trying
It's
to
not a
compare
good
it,
development.
I'm trying to compare with that.
how much development did David have when what's his name of for example Rebecca, or even the guy with the golden hands, or what was the leader's name? Main. When they died, what do you know? Like fuck,
Yes.
like you care.
And not the golden hands, but the other
Yeah,
ones.
but you care. In sololeveling, I don't even know their names. Any of the side characters, you don't care.
Jinwoo.
Side character, this guy, you better give it a 10. Doesn't even know the name of the characters, bro.
Jinwoo.
That's the main character.
No, he's
And you won't
Sanji.
care. And that's the difference between a peak fiction and a great good. If you don't have extensive good characters,
To be honest,
in
you
your
don't have
roster,
any points to rebuttal that.
They do have a point. They do have a point.
Basically,
I think top great good because it's absolutely elite to watch, but
Be
it's not
good,
with-
Elite.
in terms of great good. But it's not with peak. It's not
Arcane's
peak.
only on absolute cinema, right? ReZero's
far.
not even close.
We haven't reviewed
Isn't
Rizzo yet.
Invincible?
We're gonna
Oh,
review
we have season.
Oh, yeah, we
uh,
have a review.
2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Where did we put Invincible? We haven't done it yet.
It's
I
a
know,
different
but
table.
it's a different table.
It's a lot of shit. But no, I don't think anime-wise anything has been.
But
I think it's really only Arcane up there.
Dior.
Yeah, sure, it's order, but Aura doesn't give you pick five. So.
Standing on the dragon does not give you.
So we all agree, top
Top good.
goods. Right next to Bullock, that's where it belongs.
Some people are not gonna be happy about that, but Blue Lock's great.
No,
and you can
but
go.
I don't think they can rebuttal the points you made.
Which one did you enjoy more watching?
What, Bullock or... Again, it's very different.
Blue Lock,
Sololeveling.
but the newest season of Blue Lock
Uh,
compared to the new season of
Honestly, it's probably
Yeah,
around the same.
Sololeveling.
It's probably around the same for
around
me.
the same for me, bro. They scored. I was over.
And that's saying a lot, because I really like Bullock. So, that is saying a lot for it.
Yeah, I like Blue Lock so much. I read the manga, so that says a lot.
So, agreeing. So, you guess guy had a 10 out of 10. I don't even know what his rating is.
At least my 10 out of 10 was Sololeveling, not Castlevania, mate.
Welcome to the Ace Race game. So this is just a normal trivia game. Simple rules. So this is the first out of a 2-set game where after the second one there's a punishment. So basically the way this game works is we all have our own suit. Pedro over here is hearts, I'm diamonds, Tiago is spades, and Rafa is clubs. We take a card from this deck. Obviously it's random. It comes with a suit. Diamonds, it would have been great for me. It comes with a suit, and whoever that suit is, for example, it was diamonds. The diamonds would move forward, which is me. It would move up here. Then we turn that card. Whatever suit is in that card is the one asking the questions. So it's a pretty simple game.
Yeah.
There's going to be 2 winners for this game, and the 2 losers would go on to the next game. The 2 winners would be judges, so they can't lose. And whoever loses on that second game, obviously, does a punishment. So it's a pretty simple game. If you land on your own strip, you obviously can't ask yourself a question, so you just stay. If you get a question wrong, you move back. If you get it right, you're able to stay there.
We also don't know like each other's topics.
Yeah, we don't know each other's topics, and we also don't know who's strips and who's there. So let's just start. It's a pretty simple game. So
Yeah, if you didn't understand that, you'll get it.
it's a nice trivia game.
Yeah.
Diamonds.
Did you shuffle them like I asked you?
I
to?
did. I the other was a 9 of
Spades.
diamonds as well.
You did.
So
Huh? Oh,
what's your topic? Spades.
Okay.
So Spades is asking diamonds.
my topic is the Defenders in Marvel
Okay.
I don't even...
Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Daredevil.
and more.
Cool.
No, mainly does.
So I'm saying...
All right. So my first question to you, sir. What is the name of the mystical city where Danny Rand trained to become the Iron Fist?
That's not hard. That's a good question.
Oh, it's some. Hey, bro.
It's not Hong Kong.
Malaysia. You already said. He said Algarve, bro. He said Malaysia, bro.
What?
No, I said he said Algarve. Albufera.
Wow.
Sorry. It's not Wen Kuei. No, that's Mortal Kombat. That's Mortal Kombat. Yeah, Wen Kuei is Mortal Kombat.
Can I try and guess?
Shaolin.
Oh,
Shaolin.
Is that final answer?
charming.
Yeah, you can try to guess afterwards.
Wait, no.
It's not Wen Chao.
Fucking
Man,
jerky.
the thing is, I was literally watching an Iron Fist. The show was fucking shit, the Iron Fist one.
Yeah.
But I was watching a clip of it.
It's at the tip of my tongue, bro.
And it's on my tip as well. I can feel it vibrating. It vibrates towards north when I'm right.
You're 2 inches of Rustam.
Your one has a magnetic field.
Magneto.
Vegetable decor.
Can you give me a hint?
That's
This is
not the question.
This is a tough one. This is a tough one. But I'm not gonna go to the cards. I feel.
No, I mean it's a good question.
I'll-
It's definitely
Actually, yeah, I locked in for these questions. So
Did you fuck?
no, it was off. They're not random. Like
Yeah.
I feel.
It's same with mine.
And they're tailored for your, you know, limited.
I'm gonna go with Shaolin. I don't think it is. It's something
Is
along
it
those
Kung?
lines.
Isn't it something Kung, bro?
It is.
It's Wo Kung, Wo Kung Lao.
Kanwan.
Kanwan.
Yeah,
That's
yes.
it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
There we go.
I scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, the way I do questions is that they decrease in difficulty.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
Literally,
the
that ass don't give a shit.
diamonds. I go again.
Bro,
Brother.
3 diamonds straight. That's crazy. It was shuffle. It was
Shuffle
shuffle.
home again.
No, because you're gonna get more diamonds.
Shuffle, yes or no?
Shuffle.
Okay. Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
In the Punisher TV show, what's Frank's main?
Oh, I thought it was just the Defenders TV show.
In the Punisher TV show, what's Frank's main antagonist throughout both seasons? I want either the villain alter ego or his full name. It's up to you.
I don't.
Russo. I'm gonna go with Russo.
I think
Full name.
I don't know his fucking second name. If it's full name, I'm going to the fucking courts and you're getting cooked straight away. Bro,
I'm pretty sure I know the surname.
I'm pretty sure his surname is Russo.
No, it's not.
Wait. No, I'm never gonna get surname. I'm just gonna go with Russo.
Is it Russell Barnes?
Barnes.
Russo is a
Like
second
Bucky
name.
Barnes. I know it's second name. I don't know fucking David, bro. I don't.
Okay, I'll
James Russo? No.
I'll put it out to you. I had either alter ego, Jigsaw, or his full name.
I think it was-
Billy Russo.
Nah, I think Billy Russo's fair.
Like he says
I
it
mean,
all
they
the
say-
time.
they say-
But if you guys wanna,
Nah, nah.
Bro, would you got Billy Russo, bro?
I wouldn't have got it, but it's not my.
They
but,
say a
like,
lot,
is.
bro.
I mean, no, like I understand, and I was gonna agree with you until you said Billy. They do say Billy a lot in the show.
yeah, and it's like
the show I
both
watched
seasons.
300 years ago.
Nah,
It's crazy. I even remember Russo.
Yeah, no, Russo is a crazy poem. I don't think I would have remembered that.
I think
He
he's-
yells Russo.
I mean,
he also gave you the option of the alter ego. So you.
True.
Jigsaw. They don't never say Jigsaw in the show.
They do. He literally wears a mask. In
Do
the
they
second
call him
season.
Jigsaw?
Yeah.
I think they say it once, like I'm broken like a jigsaw. Some bullshit.
Hey, I mean, to be fair, he did get Russo right. It's not what I was looking for, but
Mr. Russo. Like I feel like
I mean, he
I
did-
was trying
he
to
did
keep it
get- he did
respectful.
get-
I was
Sure.
trying to keep.
Yeah,
I
you
feel
give it
like
to
it's fine,
I think so.
bro. I pulled
Like
Russo.
realistically, like Russo's already crazy Paul. At least for me, I would have struggled just
Okay,
for Russo.
oh, let him be.
Thank you. Spades.
it's my
Moves up, so he's in.
This,
He's asking a question himself. So
There's not gonna be one club, so I can feel it.
Spades again. Who's asking you a question? Clubs.
oh god.
Okay. Now I want you and Pedro to do something. Think of a number between 1 and 10, and then say it to me.
Right now,
Yeah.
8.
9.
So the number I thought was 3. So the topic I'm going with is Marvel Ultimate Alliance, the game.
Bomba Club!
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know when I'm laughing. He's probably gonna ask me what.
Well,
Ant-Man is-
I customized.
I know.
I customized every single one of these questions, and
What a game, by the way.
yeah, very good game.
For the time.
For this time.
Forever.
I think it's okay. Okay, this is a very hard question.
Okay.
If you remember-
okay.
The character Blade was unlockable. Like you didn't start it with it.
Yeah.
Where do you unlock character Void?
Pinball machine.
Oh, this guy-
No, so
guy's
so
such a
you
nerd,
find,
bro.
like so he is inside like the picking machine with the hand, the claw machine. There you go, claw machine. You pick him, but before you do that, there's a mini game against Pinman or Pinball. Where you
I
go?
think he wanted the clown area, bro.
It is the clown area as well.
Even that, that's your final answer, right?
Yeah.
I just want the claw machine.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the right answer.
Bro, you're such a nerd, bro. Fuck me. The claw machine when you
I think I knew that as well.
I had a feeling you're gonna ask me that question. To be fair, I don't know why.
Well, that's for one of my hardest questions. Did your tip vibrate?
And then-
Next person,
my claw machine.
clubs.
We're gonna start.
Spades ask clubs questions. So Tiago, ask.
nice to you.
Rafa.
Okay.
No heart here. No love.
Oh, I'm actually gonna change because I had this in different order, but I think we've already talked about it. Yeah.
By the way,
Okay.
you've got a little bit of green jizz hanging from your face.
just. Oh no, it's because the suit's coming apart.
Oh.
Which Marvel character that is usually a main member of the Defenders becomes mayor of New York City in the comics?
Luke Cage.
That's correct.
I saw that coming.
Apply.
Because I'm pretty sure
Also,
damn right. We've gone forward in comics, bro. Young black man in power as mayor.
He's not young.
Isn't that what they did with Invincible a little bit?
No, he wasn't mayor. He led a crime organization. Oh, that's Riz right there. That's Riz, and then you moved it. Next person moving forward. Diamonds.
Oh, mate, there's no hearts, bro. Take some piss.
Okay.
So you tell me I have Marvel Ultimate Alliance, whatever he has, can't even remember.
Yeah, Defenders.
The Defenders.
You know, it's the time taken is me thinking. It's not you thinking. I know. I'm trying to pick the good question. Show me the point while we're waiting. What? Okay, wait. $5,000 each.
Yeah.
You're gonna get jumped. That's okay. What 4 heroes do you start the game with? Okay, so you have Wolverine, the tanky, bro. Straight up. You have Cap. No, I'm wrong. No, I'm not gonna look at you.
Yeah, don't look at me.
Oh, I know this.
You have Wolverine, you have Cap, You you can have... guess after him if you want. I can't remember the 4th. I think you have Spider-Man.
Can I say if he doesn't get it?
Yeah, can I see if he does again?
Well, fucking virgin. Oh, what's the 4th?
Fantastic.
Oh,
No, it's not him. It's not him. You only unlock.
I actually think I know. If I pull this, I want to go like 3 up.
No.
Thor. Those are my guesses. Say the 4. Wolverine, Cap, Spider-Man, and Thor. Is that an answer? Yes, correct.
Wait, wasn't it Cap there?
And Thor is like the one that likes to go. Yeah. He said Cap,
Wolverine, Cap.
Spider-Man, and Thor.
Oh, I thought Iron Man was there.
No. I used to love that like intro cutscene with them fighting the Ultron.
I'm gonna be honest. Afterwards, whenever we finish the game, let me ask you the rest of the questions. You two got to do.
I just save it for next time.
Well, I got another topic for
Here's
next
another
time.
topic.
Because there's a reason why.
Save it for a third time.
Yes. Next person moving up, Spades. Spade moves up. Who's asking him questions? Please be me.
Let's go.
It's me.
Okay.
My topic is.
So this is
You're gonna like this. I think you.
I flexed the button.
You're in a generation run. My topic is the X-Men.
Oh, bro,
So-
this actually okay. This was built for me.
X-Men in general.
Yes.
Okay.
That might not be that bad.
He's probably gonna ask me a hard question, but
Well, he
I can.
has to.
yeah.
If he asks, who's the leader of the X-Men?
Well, for sure, that is debatable.
I guess. I don't know what to ask. I have 2 in mind. Pick the hardest one. He's already on the last one. We asked him 3 questions, mate.
Is that why you were asking me questions before we started the pod?
No, that was because it was just
Ah.
out of the core and I wasn't going to use it.
Just test my knowledge.
Yeah.
This is how society works. Some people are just they have to work their way to the top.
Some people gotta wear 10 inches of venom.
Steel. I was worried you weren't going to know the claw machine. Like, I knew the claw machine. That's why I wrote it down.
I knew as well. He's the first one you get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't. Even though we put a cheat code, so we had all the other ones. No, okay.
The
What is...
Tiny
this is the
dinosaur.
question. I think... the thing is, I don't know if like these are so easy for him.
no, he's on the last level. Trust me, regardless, I'm going
No, but like this is one of my hardest questions.
Whatever you ask, the jury's with you.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I don't want him to win, bro.
What is Magneto's original code name
Oh,
Code name.
yeah.
before he became Magneto?
Oh,
think I
I don't think I know this.
That's like the hardest question I have in my arsenal, bro.
So not his name.
Not Magneto.
no, not like Eric.
That's his name.
It's the code name.
Yeah, Eric Levinskin or
You
something.
have 5 seconds.
Okay, his original code name. Can I ask if this has been shown in the movies?
No.
I-
This is not guessing.
Oh, fuck, sorry.
You got 20 questions.
That's not his real name, by the way.
The Master of Magnetism.
It's not Eric.
That's an identity he has afterwards. There's a reason why. I know this.
cards. Answer the
It's because he
question.
went to. I didn't know he had identity.
His fucking code name. I'm trying to think.
I'll guess after him.
Yes, so.
You have guesses. Just rolling around. Metal Boy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Try to fish it out of the back of your head.
I'm trying to think.
Throw a ball.
A Woogie.
Yeah, throw a ball. Yeah.
It's not gonna be Master of
Shoot, shoot.
Magnetism.
Shoot. Look at that.
Shut up.
Let's be fair, I can cut out any part of it.
Yeah.
I always have to do it with these games.
Oh, he just said shoot, Luke Dennis.
Who sings that?
Billy G. I don't fucking know, man.
Billie Jean.
I'm gonna go.
Michael Jackson. song.
Danny.
I'm thinking because they have a line in X-Men Origins, not Origins, First Class about him being like the boogeyman or something for the Nazis. So I'm gonna go with boogeyman.
You're gonna go with Boogeyman.
Yeah.
It was the Master of Magnetism. I think you just thought the question was harder than it was.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know why I just didn't charge it and say Master of Magnetism, but whatever.
Hearts finally?
Next person moving up.
No.
Space again. Bomba
No.
No hearts, bro.
He rigged this.
I'm on TikTok. TikTok just played. Let me see.
Why'd you pick 9 when you went with 8?
Because I thought you were gonna be like, oh, they're both gonna pick like 7.
Oh, I have thought of 3. So you could have picked any other number besides 8 or 9. Or 10, I guess.
I think you're just gonna smash this one out of the park. But realistically, even my hardest questions, I don't think.
Because he's
Bro,
a fucking nerd, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he is a nerd, but
I need the full thing. Full thing.
Alright.
What is the name of the school?
oh,
Full thing.
I know what he means by full thing now. You're gonna have to bleep that.
Well, what you said?
And now you said it as well.
That will be nice.
Well, the school is in Westminster.
Oh my god, bro.
It's called the Charles Xavier Institute for Young Gifted Children. I don't know if if it's gifted young children or if it's gifted or if it's young gifted
I need a
children.
proper name, bro. I'll be paraphrasing.
Okay. Charles Xavier Institute for or if it's like or is it for like the
Endangered species.
the clinically gifted?
Clinically gifted.
So yeah, my final answer is the Charles Xavier Institute for the young gifted children. For young gifted children.
Bang on.
I mean, like,
No, I know for the gifted young children. That doesn't really matter.
it's a bit of a paraphrase. The actual name is Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters.
Yeah, I don't think we
don't
give
think we
him.
should take
Don't think we give him.
No.
I don't know why. I asked school. This guy saying institute.
Westminster, whatever it
It's
is,
also
bro.
the institute.
No, but fair.
Like if he had said like Charles Xavier School for Mutants or something like that,
Yeah.
like then
Yeah.
but like he would
no,
cheat.
done.
Yeah.
But yeah, first.
But again,
Next person, hearts.
It's fine. It's not like
Yeah.
someone's about to win.
So defenders question.
Come
for
on, Pedro.
I'm getting the
Big
defenders.
question.
my brother Pedro.
Big question, very easy.
he actually writes our names and then the questions for each person. By the way.
that's-
Disability, Pedro.
Yeah, it makes me feel so retarded, bro.
Well, you are.
Yeah, man.
What
What
is
color you wear? Yeah?
Jessica Jones' main profession when she isn't acting as a hero?
That's a
Photographer.
Spider-Man.
She's a PIP. A
IP address.
private investigator.
Final answer.
Yes.
That is correct.
Correct. It's 12 questions. You gotta, because he's not good with names, bro.
I'm not good with names, bro.
Next person moving forward, clubs. So clubs is with clubs.
Oh, I'm
so he's fine.
Give me a hard
Next
one.
person, diamonds. And diamonds is with diamonds. So
Boom.
I'm also fine.
Jesus. 2 people already there.
Next person moving forward, clubs. So I'm asking.
God, bro!
Your question.
Let me see. Let me see.
If I'm fucked by the master of magnetism, that's gonna be insane.
You went boogeyman, so
True. I don't. Yeah. Sometimes even I question my own.
intellect.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I'm the guy that's like, oh, they're below me. You're like, I question my own intellect.
In this is a fourth question.
You're 4 foot, mate.
Yeah?
In-
Give me that.
Shut up.
In X-Men First Class,
Okay. Yeah, I watched that film maybe.
what event does Magneto manipulate at the end of the movie?
Just remember the story. Okay, maybe. Okay. So the first class is when they go back to the past.
That's
they-
no, I
It's
I
not
can
first
give
class.
you that's Days of Future Past. It's when they're young.
Wait. So repeat question, please. Please and thank you.
Because
It's when they're young, right?
Yeah.
So Magneto can still walk.
In X-Men,
Magneto. No. Exactly.
in X-Men First Class, when they're young, you know, I did that in practice. What event does Magneto manipulate at the end of the movie?
What event?
Like, yeah, you have to say what he manipulates at the end.
Well, I don't like. There is an event in my mind right now. There is. Where like everyone's sending the missiles towards the fucking island, and he like, so like he changes direction to go against the town, but like, I don't know if there's another. I think that's at the end because no, that is at the end because it's when Xavier gets paralyzed. With the shrapnel.
Wasn't it a bullet?
Oh, so shrapnel.
Like,
I mean, but, like, is that an event? That is an event, I guess.
It sounds like an event to me.
So wait, repeat the question, please.
Bro.
in First Class, what event does Magneto manipulate at the end of the movie?
I mean, I can't think of any. I mean, that happens at the end of the movie.
Then go with it, bro.
But what if it's not that?
Ask the question. I think you need the question one.
No, or is that in the middle of the film? Because they also invade the Pentagon or whatever. That's when Mystique like fights. No, that's in Future Past. That's in Future Past. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with that.
So give me the fucking answer,
So
brother.
they shot missiles at the island where they were,
Yeah.
and then he changes the direction of the missiles to go towards to nuke the fucking city, New York, I presume. It's always New York.
Is that your final answer?
Well, I mean, if I need to say more.
You got a bit of it incorrect. He doesn't.
Well, then
change.
you asked for the event. That's the event.
Yeah, he doesn't change.
scene.
He doesn't send them towards the city. He sends the weapons back on them.
Towards-
That's what I'm saying.
But you he sent him to fucking New York.
Well, I didn't know where he sent it to. I meant he sent.
Yeah, but-
Didn't I say he sends them back?
To this town or city.
Well,
then you go probably New York.
I said probably New York because it's always New York.
Sorry,
bro.
mate. I don't.
What?
I don't think I can take that
No, but you asked for the event. That's the event. He sends the missiles back.
Okay.
against them, against their own warships. Yeah, not against New York.
Oh, I thought. Oh well.
he got,
I
got the event,
did,
brother.
right.
Well, the
I thought there was
name
some from a
of the
city.
event's actually the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yeah,
Did you know that?
I did.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
He loves Cubans though.
I can't wait for the next
Fair.
episode.
I mean, you got it close enough.
Okay,
Next person moving forward.
Heart.
Clubs.
Ooh,
So,
what a nice,
he's,
bro. Was not expected to win this one.
Question.
No, I hope you lose.
Your fault. Next person moving forwards is Hearts. So,
Oh shit.
No, this is just a
I mean,
battle
technically, I can ask him the hardest question. I can't move back.
No, you can't.
ask him the question.
So, where? So, I'll take a No, actually, fuck you. Where do you start the game?
Just in case.
What's the location in the beginning of the game?
What was you talking about?
Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Where you start the game?
Mind you don't have time. That's because the camera's gonna turn on. I know. I'll answer it.
You start in like this building, on top of this building.
That's it.
I need a bit more specific.
You're fighting these soldiers on top of the building.
Oh, I need.
He said where, not what you're doing.
Look, I'm not gonna tell you the answer, of course. You gotta tell me where they are. That's like you can't just say.
Where they are?
Yeah. Well, what's the location?
Oh,
Location,
they are in the
location.
Tony Stark Tower.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
They're in the
That's incorrect.
helicarrier.
It's a helicarrier, yeah.
Because it goes down, remember? And you have to like.
All right, next one.
Next person moving forward is Clubs. Clubs already, safe.
Oh.
Next person moving forward, Hearts.
Oh, for fuck's sake, bro. Just
Clubs, ask
end
him a question.
this.
Okay. How many co-op players can play the game?
Shoot a boogie, bro. 3-pointer.
4.
Is that a final answer? You know how this game works.
Yes.
We only played it as 2 because we didn't have the extra.
Yeah. Well, PS2 didn't even have. Next person moving forward. It's Joker, so nobody. Next person moving forward. Diamonds.
Fuck.
And I make it through, meaning me and Rafa are going to be. Me and Rafa have never been losers.
boogeyman fucking ruined
Me and Rafa have never been losers. Which means we'll be the judge in the next episode, so do tune in to watch
At this
that.
point, I'm telling you that this game is rigged.
And they'll be competing against each other, meaning whoever loses is going to be the big loser and do punishment.
And actually ended up using most of the questions.
Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. You know, do check out the social as usual. Do subscribe. It does go a long way. I know we keep saying it, but it is free and it's like the best way to support us right now. And if you do want to see more of our content, it's in the socials. You know, TikTok stuff is down in the description. We do edit it to make it even more funny and just try to put everything into a small clip. So I know your attention span is cooked because mine is cooked as well. So please go check us out and support us any way you can. Though, you know, so it's appreciated. And he has to buy more bling because you know we're all broke, but he needs his bling.
I need the break.
So. Unless anyone has anything else to add. I
Subscribe.
think it was a great episode. Me and Rafa, we never
this
do
game.
punishments because we're goats. And
I mean, yeah.
He doesn't know his X-Men more.
I mean, I don't know. I just get. Yeah.
I'm here for the paycheck.
so yeah, hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next Friday. So please do tune in. And yeah, see you next
Bye-bye.
week.
Have a good night. Next time.
Let me actually.